Hey, welcome to the show, everyone. This week we're going to talk about Ashley's war with the UPS guy. We're going to talk about time travel. We're going to talk about a Friends reunion special, and a Browns player gets in trouble for some weed. We also got Would You Rather, Crazy News, Playing with Balls, and much more. Keep it locked right here on the Epic Radio Show. And we also have special guest Greg Chaisson. He's going to be with us a little bit later. So keep it locked right here on the Epic Radio Show. I am your host, Epic. Thank you for joining us this Sunday morning. I need to stop saying so much. Jeez. I said it like every other word. What's going on here? But thanks for joining us. It's going to be a great show. To my left.
Take it back now, y'all.
To my left.
We have Jay Val and Chris Kettler.
To the right, left, right. I don't know my left from right.
Yep.
I don't know which
That
direction.
is very true.
That's what I did.
He's dyslexic.
Would that be dyslexia? I mean, I don't know.
You would think so, right?
I thought dyslexia was more about writing words and letters backwards. I don't know.
It's something.
If we turned him around, then he'd be forward.
Right, then he'd be. I don't know, but then would he be? Would he be right then?
It's like he lives in space.
Do a 360 and I'm
frontal
confused
frontier.
as...
Just turn around, Jay. Just turn around real quick. Face the wall.
Do the hokey pokey.
Then you turn
And
yourself
I turn
around.
yourself around.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, she got it.
What it's all about, yes.
That's what it's all about.
Yep. And the pretty little lady you hear.
Thanks.
Ashley.
That's me.
Yeah.
Morning, Ashley.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, so, what do you have for us later on Crazy News?
Let's see. I can't remember. There's a lady who started her own naked cleaning service.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Very strange. A new dog collar that translates your dog's barks to some other stuff. You can actually kind of understand what your dog is saying, I guess. Mm-hmm. And some people, police find some tongues in some jars. So, I mean, that's great.
Saw stuff going
They
on.
must have had some sort of French recipe.
I needed some tongues.
Yeah.
Yeah, we so for sure.
And then, Jay, what did you have for us a little bit later on
I got some MLB news for the Indians, some NFL news, some and then some Browns news, and then also, if you guys didn't catch that fight last night, we're gonna recap that fight. It was pretty amazing, so we're gonna stick around and play with some balls with
There you
me.
go.
Yeah, we got Would You Rather. We're gonna have Greg Chaisson around 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss that. But I think we'll go into our first topic.
Here we go.
So Ashley had a serious rant this week, dealing with our UPS driver.
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
Yeah. That UPS driver. Oh my god.
So
in
this segment, in this topic, I'm actually going to turn this over to her.
Rachel.
Do something a little different.
Don't put it on me.
Yeah.
Show everybody. Don't put it on me. I feel
all right.
all the
Well,
pressure.
that's fine. We can do that. Okay.
All the pressure.
All right. So I did.
We got your back, sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to seem. I don't want to be like crazy close up. You know what I'm saying? Like, look crazy with a room full of people. Like,
Yeah.
It's not as serious that way.
Don't worry.
Gotcha.
So, how do I start? Where do I begin?
At the beginning.
Okay,
Once
so
upon a time.
Once upon a time.
In a little house.
A few days ago.
In the city of Cleveland.
Was it Wednesday or Tuesday? I don't remember.
Well, I guess before you start really going into it now.
Well, that's kind of where I am now.
Let's just start from the beginning.
Hello, everybody. There's lots of people in here.
Because this is a build-up. This is something
This
that...
is a build-up.
It is.
It is.
This started as like a little thing, and then now it's become like
this thing.
Yeah, a huge
to where I'm
issue.
extremely
bothered.
So we deliver. We sometimes, have to send things back to Amazon because they don't work right, or just whatever. We get stuff through UPS.
And it requires a signature or something.
Signature. They can't just drop it off. Sometimes they can, but majority of the time they have to have an adult there. So, whatever.
Yeah.
They can't just pick my stuff up and run away like they usually do. So we do, and then on Amazon there's a pickup service that you pick up the next day. But the thing is, they always pick it up during the time I'm gone. Now, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm home majority of the day. I go to pick up my son an hour. There's an hour window I'm gone. And that's when the UPS guy comes. So I come home, there's a tag on my door with the label and everything, and I'm like, and I'm so angry because, every time, you have the whole day. How are you only here during this hour?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's literally, she's
time.
home for 23 hours of the day, and that 1 hour that she's gone to pick up our son, that's when the guy comes. Every single time.
Every time. And it's not like we do this every day. It's not like there's a pickup he has to bring or drop something off or pick something up every day. It's just very random throughout different weeks. So it's not like, it's very random, but every single time I will leave the house, I'm like, okay, he hasn't come. So, and then I come back, oh, there's a thing on my fucking window. Sorry. And then I'm just like, why? Why is he doing this to me? So this happens a lot. And then this past week, my son was having a very rough morning. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go pick him up early. And that same day, I needed something picked up. Okay, I'm thinking, I'll pick him up early from school. And then maybe I'll actually catch him today, right? No. Not what happened. I leave for a different hour in the day. Go to pick him up. Come back. A tag on my fucking window. This motherfucker. I'm sorry. I know you're going to be mad at me. This motherfucker came in a different hour window, an earlier window than what he normally does. And so I'm just like, why? Why? So I'm questioning everything at this point. How does he know when I'm not here? So I've basically came to the conclusion that he has a tracking device on me. He knows when I'm here, and he knows when I'm gone. So he's like, aha, she's gone. I gotta go. Window, run away. She'll never, she'll be so mad. And then I come, and I'm so mad. And I'm just like, why is this something that's happening to me? So this is where I'm at in my life right now, where I think somehow this UPS guy, it's always the same guy. There's been one time it's been a different guy.
Yeah.
But this guy has put a tracking device under my skin somewhere. And maybe he put it in a package that he gave to me and it went into my skin without me realizing it. I don't know. Because I've never hugged the guy or I've never gotten physical contact with him. But
maybe he shot something into you.
I don't know. But he somehow knows when I'm home and knows when I'm not home because that's the only time he shows up when I'm not home.
I think you were just walking one day and you heard and you felt a little pinch.
What was that?
And you thought it was a bug biting you. But really it's just a tracking device embedded in your skin now.
So, I'm just saying, Allison said UPS can suck my nuts. Mine too, but I just don't understand. I'm kind of worried to talk about UPS this way publicly because what else are they going to do to me?
You're going to have a drive-by shooting from the brown truck.
Now he's going to do something crazy and I'm just going to go missing and then I'll never have my shit picked up. I'm sorry. I will never.
Your body
I actually
parts.
just ordered some headphones and it's been a month and they still haven't arrived.
Yeah, an undercover splinter. Yes. It's in my body now. He knows I'm home. So if I had something to he's like, I can't come now. She's home. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Especially if it requires an adult being there. I can't do that. She's home. I have to wait it out. I don't care. I've
you know,
watched
and
the map.
I think
okay?
it got worse because we did actually call once and complain.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did. Because literally, it just seemed like, my God, they can't come any other time in a day.
That is the only time.
23 hours of the day.
They can't come at noon. They can't come at like 5 o'clock when I'm home.
No, it has to be that.
In that hour window.
And it's not even a full hour she's gone. It's
No.
like 40 minutes.
Right. I'm
tops.
gone for like, 40, 45 minutes, depending on the school and stuff. But I don't understand. I just don't. That's why I'm convinced there is some kind of tracking device in it.
Allison said, "What can Brown do for you?"
Apparently, they could just fuck me up because I'm so, like, I am so paranoid right now that there's, like, something in my body that they're like, oh, we know where she's at. She's not home. Let's go. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's like
keep
like
testing
he's
this.
like watching from afar.
It's like he's in
like
his little, he's
truck,
in his truck,
yeah.
just like staring, like, yeah, she's still home. I can't go now. It's like he's just waiting down the street, like, yeah, yep, that's it. The pin is low. She's still in the house. Gotta wait till she leaves the house. Because I remember one time I was a couple streets over and I saw the truck go by and I'm just like, this motherfucker. How dare you? How dare you do this to me? So, yeah.
Yeah, because she gets really pressed over it.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
You're gone a lot of the day. This doesn't
Yeah.
affect you at all. This is all me. They have something against me that they're like, no. I've always been nice to this UPS guy. I have never been mean to him. I have never done any shitty
There's
things.
been times that she
ever.
said, she thought about, like, if she
Giving
was...
him hot chocolate or making him coffee because it's been really cold. I've thought about it, but I'm really awkward also. So, like, I don't want to make that conversation. I don't want to be like, hey, you want coffee? And then him be like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I'm gonna
Like, I don't
drug you
trust
now.
you. I don't trust you, lady.
That's why I
what's
leave.
up,
That's
Dad?
why I leave the sticker on your door. all the
Right.
time.
Like this
Yeah.
is why I just put it on
Ashley,
your window and run. What?
why didn't you beat him to the sticker on the door and just make your own sticker?
I
and say,
should. I
"I'll
should be like,
back
I'll be
in
back.
an
Wait.
hour."
Come back at this time.
Freeze!
Yeah.
Don't move.
Like, just stay where you are.
Well, another
Got a
thing
bear
that
trap out
happens...
there.
Another thing that happens that kind of pisses us off, too,
Oh, you're getting to
is...
that too.
Yeah, so... A lot of the times, they don't give you any time
Yeah, I was about
to
get
answer
into
the
that.
door.
Yep.
So
Yes.
they literally ring the doorbell, and then before we get to the door, because you know where our living room is, they usually ring the front door.
Yeah.
By the time she gets to the door,
He is like taking my stuff to the back of the house.
yeah,
And I'm like, dude, you just rang my doorbell. Calm down. I have to be able to get to the door
Yeah.
to get the shit from you. And you're
And then
all
it
the way
says-
to the back of my house.
and all the time, oh, you're home.
Yeah, he says, oh, you're home? Yes, I'm home. I usually fucking am home. I'm like destroying this part of the, like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But like, I usually am home. And you only show up usually, like on the weekends, he'll show up at any given time. I'm home most of the weekend. And so he'll show up at any time. This is just Monday through Friday where he has set times where he just shows up when I'm
Yeah.
not home. But on the weekend, he shows up any odd times. This could be noon, this could be 4, this could be 6, this could be 3. Like, who cares? He doesn't, like, apparently, he doesn't give a shit then. He's like, well, she's always home, so whatever. I can't beat her this time. But, yeah, he will ring the doorbell, and I'll be like, oh, I gotta get the door. And I stop what I'm doing, go immediately to the door, because
Yeah.
I know how he is. He'll be already be at the back of the house putting stuff down, and I'm like, why are you over there? And then he's like, oh, you're home? And I'm like, yeah, I'm home. Like for like the
I know every,
I'm-
and
oh,
that's
I'm,
their immediate,
like yes, just because I didn't answer the doorbell in 5
like,
seconds.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the car is never in a driveway there,
It's like,
at that
what the
time.
heck?
Right.
Like,
right.
never.
Right.
And because I'm usually gone. And like, but
I just don't
to
understand.
assume though that almost every single time that you come and you
He
and you
knows
ring
who
the
I
door,
am,
yeah,
obviously.
exactly. Like, there's no excuse. Like, you know she's home.
Hi, Mom.
Mom.
She's gonna witness my
Kevin
insanity.
Cart says he misses us.
We miss you too, Kevin. Now,
Yeah.
Tommy Parker, in defense of the Brown, they have times set by their dispatcher at what time they arrive at their route times in your command. I don't give a shit, Tommy. This is all the time. This isn't some, they have to. No, this is just, fuck you. We're watching you. We're going to fuck up your life.
I've implanted
This is what
She's
this
just
is.
tracking
Yeah.
device.
Sounds
That's
like-
it.
You're
There is
paranoid.
no, I'm not. This is too fucking, no. This is personal. This is a personal thing with me. Me only.
And
If there's anybody else who suffers from this, please just get with me because then we won't seem so crazy if there's two of us.
And you can have a support group then.
Right,
As soon
I
as
could
you
do a
have another
support group.
person, you've built a support group.
There, then I can
then you're
support
moving
you.
forward, you know.
That's right.
And you just have to find the
Yeah.
steps to get through this and everything. So
It says, relax, Ashley. It's better than the people that come behind and that take the packages right off your fucking porch. No one's ever done that to my porch. I've never had that problem. I feel bad for people who have, but that is not my fucking point.
because they don't leave them because she's not here.
Right, this guy doesn't even, that guy just like, oh, well, I know she's not home because I always come at this time and she's never home at this time. So I'm just going to put it on her window. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Now you got to do it yourself. Because
Now,
that's the whole point. I
have
don't
a
want to do it
question.
myself. What is your question?
So Jay will randomly just stay whatever. Now, there's been times that she's been gone and you've gotten UPS, right?
I do remember her asking me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Uh-oh.
So
I
you
was
don't
gone.
remember, like, actually...
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I have. Yeah,
Now,
they have knocked
what did
on
he
the
do?
door.
Did he knock on the door and wait for you?
Yeah, he
He knows it's me. He knows when he's dealing with me. He knows.
Actually, maybe he's intimidated.
He should be. I'm gonna set bear traps for his fucking
The
ass.
bear.
He's not going anywhere. You are gonna wait for me on the fucking ground in my driveway. Oh hi, you're here to get my package? Wait a minute.
I mean, she, in her defense, she has actually asked me like, "Hey,
I've told Jay about
yeah,
this.
like, hey, I'm going to
Get Ryan.
you know, get Ryan. Can you stay and like
Listen for the
listen
doorbell.
for the UPS guy?"
Because this guy just bounces. He rushes the door,
Yeah.
throws my shit behind the house, runs away.
Yeah.
So please, just
Anytime we
don't
need
hesitate.
anything picked up, because sometimes they'll do free pickups if we have a return for Amazon or something
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
And every single time he comes when she's
This is
gone.
very tame
Yeah.
compared to what I did the
Yeah.
other day. So
Yeah.
very tame.
This
I
is
went on-
very tame. I definitely probably listened to this about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
And it was a little
I probably
bit
went
more.
on for 45 minutes because it was fresh. It was just that
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
and I was really mad. I'm still very mad,
Yeah.
obviously.
That's rough.
Because she specifically was like, "Oh, I'll pick up Ryan early today."
I said that in my head, like,
Yeah.
I'll pick him up early. He had a rough
Yeah.
day. He had a rough morning. I'll pick him up early. Maybe I'll catch the UPS guy. No.
No.
Why?
This
Why would that
particular
work?
day, he comes earlier.
He comes earlier.
Yeah.
At the exact time I'm gone. How? How? Because he
Yeah.
knows where I'm at. That's how. Maybe he's afraid of you. Exactly. Be very afraid. That's right.
That might be why.
Kevin says, tell us how you really feel.
Oh, Chuck Dugan tuned in again. Hey, Chuck.
Hi, people. I'm sorry I've been ranting. I haven't been able to comment.
Yes, this first world problem moment has been brought to you by
By
Ashley.
Ashley.
This segment is brought to you by UPS.
No, it's actually
UPS,
brought by
fuck you,
FedEx.
UPS.
Or FedEx, I'm sorry.
FedEx, we bring first world problems to you.
Yeah.
Pretty much. To me, specifically.
Yeah.
Allison said, I hate sending anything UPS. Their website is so convoluted. And I'm like, I don't even mind doing that. But, like, the pickup, it's like they could say this, and then it's like, oh, well, yeah, this. And I'm like, oh,
And they
as soon
give
as I
you
know.
such a long window.
Like a
It's like
4-hour window.
10 to
Why?
5 or some shit.
It's like, it's usually like
seriously.
12 to 4.
It's like you
4 to 8.
like when I deliver stuff, I give a 2-hour window. So or actually an hour.
I'm
I
just
do
so
like, oh, I'll
angry
be there
about
between
that.
3 and 4 or 4 and 5 or whatever. And I'm usually a little early. I'm usually about 20 minutes early. People sometimes get mad at that,
You know,
but whatever.
Yeah.
Ashley would probably bitch if the UPS guy came 20 minutes early, though, too, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Just saying.
in our case, though, it would actually,
What?
like if he came 20 minutes early,
yeah.
that would actually work out in
That
our
would
favor.
be great.
Yeah. But see the difference is when I do it, I'll call people and say, "Hey, I'm running a little early.
Right.
Is that okay?" Because I can put you towards the end of the route.
UPS don't give
or
a
whatever.
shit.
You know what I mean?
Right.
UPS
So,
don't care.
Like I try to work it out because I know if I go and they're not there and then they call and complain, I might have to go back. So I try to work it out to where
See, UPS
I'm there
don't
once,
care.
I'm in and out in 5-10 minutes,
Uh-huh.
and that's it. You know.
UPS don't care.
Nope.
UPS doesn't care. This guy, I swear to God, I know he has a tracker on me. I know he does.
I can relate to that, Ashley. I had a situation when I used to manage restaurants, and I swear I would get a phone call from my assistant manager every night when I was knocking it with my girl, you know? And we'd be there, and the phone would ring, and up on the caller ID, there it is. And I'm like, you son of a gun, how do you know every time I'm getting a little, you're going to call me? And I'm like, come on.
Like, how do you know?
How do they know these things like this?
Because they do.
He was peeping.
You were being tracked.
Yeah.
Jay, you're awfully quiet there, and you're looking down again.
He doesn't know what to say.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to.
I don't have any stories for this subject.
First world problems.
I mean, you
man.
can't
First
just
world
come up with
problems.
something. You're on a talk show.
See, my mom has her own problems with them. You know what? They probably track her too.
Yeah.
See that? It's not just me. It's her too.
Yeah.
It's just, this is ridiculous.
It's just ridiculous.
It is. I mean,
get so angry.
there's a lot of stuff like that. Like, I'm the king of bad timing.
You are. You're
I am.
terrible.
Like,
you are the worst. I can
like
literally
even when
be
I
doing
call
nothing
you
for like
or
an hour.
call Jay or call Chris or
An
something,
hour.
it's I'm telling you, like, I'm the king of bad timing.
Horrible.
And it's like
And so,
when
horrible.
it pops in my head, that's the exact time you guys are doing something.
Yes, I can be doing nothing for an hour, and then I'll be like making Olivia lunch. Oh, let's call Ashley.
Yeah.
Like, my phone's in the living room. I'm in the kitchen. Like, what the fuck? Like, why are you doing this?
Oh yeah.
But not only
I'm
that,
in the basement.
he's not only like he does he does have the bad timing. Like, you're always doing something.
God.
But then he will talk to you literally for an hour.
Will he?
Yeah.
He only talks to you for an hour. Apparently, he doesn't like me.
I don't talk to you for no goddamn hour. It's like 15 minutes tops.
No way, dude.
Yeah, dude,
I'll show
because
my
you
call
no,
logs, man.
that's bullshit. It's Yeah, you know why?
I love you too, bro.
But listen,
don't
but you
worry.
know why it's probably more than 15 minutes for him though? It's because throughout the entire conversation, I have to repeat myself several times because you're not focusing on the conversation. Like you could tell too.
Because
You can tell
I'm
when he's
trying
not
to
paying
do
attention.
something else.
You can tell when he's not paying
You guys are real
attention.
ADD.
Yes.
You don't need to be doing a bunch of
Yeah,
things at once.
like he'll be,
You really
oh
don't.
man, I'm watching this YouTube video. Like, dude, talk to me. I'm trying to tell you shit. Like,
is
dude,
important.
did you watch his video? Like, no, I haven't. I'm trying to tell you something. You fuck.
That's a good Jay impression, by the way, man.
It was all right.
Dude, did you see the video on YouTube?
And your mom also has
Like-
bad timing. She's also guilty.
Oh yeah, my mom. Yeah, my mom. She
You
does.
come
She
by
has
it
bad
naturally.
talk.
Your
Yeah,
mom
I
is
do.
is horrible.
Yeah. She's
I'll
the
be doing
queen of bad
things, and
timing.
she's just
She
like,
knocks before she comes in, I hope.
I just,
Yeah.
I just wanted to see you. I was supposed to say hi to the kids, and like, I appreciate you wanting to talk to them, and it's nice. But like, I'm just doing stuff. I'm so busy right now. I'm making dinner. They're like driving me bananas, and I can't focus. And
And it's always like, Ashley never answers the phone. Well,
I'm like, it's just, I'm busy. I'm doing things when you call every time, just like you. I even say, I'm like, every time you call, I'm like, oh, your dad's about to call because I'm doing something.
Yep.
And
And
then
then
there
I-
he goes.
and then I
I'm like,
call, yep.
There we are.
There we are.
Well,
It was like,
I have a very weird schedule.
Yeah, I
'cause,
understand.
You know, like I can't really choose the times all like that because
Because you got routes.
yeah,
and
I
stuff
got
like
routes
that,
and
Which
it
is
depends on how
fine,
far
but
they
it
are
doesn't
and
make any
whatever.
difference to me.
And it doesn't. But like
you still have bad timing.
Yeah, it is like yeah.
It is what it is.
But
You have
even
bad
when I'm
timing.
not working, I still have bad
You
timing.
do.
So
You've
it's not like
always
it
have.
matters.
I
yeah.
married you knowing you have horrible timing
Yeah.
to call me.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So I don't think
Yeah.
it's sweet. I just think like
She
I was
can
just
accept your
stupid.
poor timing, but she cannot accept the UPS guy's
I
poor
cannot
timing.
accept
No.
the UPS's
No,
guy.
she
No.
just-
This is
Yeah.
too much. This
No.
is too much. I don't expect much out of this UPS guy, and like he fails me every time. So it's like I
and
don't
then
expect
speaking of
much.
timing too, like, and I'm kind of putting Jay a little bit on blast on
Oh,
this.
here we go, here we
But-
go.
But you want to talk about timing though? He's the worst at like last minute shit. Last minute. He is the ultimate. Like, he's got procrastination down to a fucking science. It's just like today, right? For example, like it's like, oh man, I'm gonna take a shower. I'm like,
It's 9:30 in the morning.
It's 9:30. The
show
show's
doesn't
an
start till, like,
hour.
an hour.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be in the studio in
but
30
he's like a
minutes.
diva, and he takes like an hour in the bathroom.
No.
Period. Yeah,
Tommy
It was
was
like
not
he's
late.
got to
for
make
us.
sure his
minutes.
hair's purdy.
Tommy was
15
here.
minutes.
The
Yeah.
long, the
Jay
pro-
was almost late though.
the timely process for Jay is the plucking of the eyebrows.
Yeah.
You know? I think that's
It's
what
funny.
takes so long.
It's funny.
I
Tommy
don't pluck
No,
my
but
eyebrows.
all right,
That's a
you
funny
you want to
comment.
talk about? Oh, you're not a procrastinator.
The wedding.
The wedding.
Tommy Parker just
wedding.
said Tommy was late for his own wedding. I'm like, actually, no. Tommy was not late to the wedding.
No, I
But-
left his ass at the barber shop because he
really?
decided to get his hair cut right before the wedding, and
Yeah,
I was
but,
almost
like,
late
the
to my
day
wedding.
of.
Listen, in my
Yes.
defense, though, I went there the day before the wedding, and then the dude, my barber, asked me, "Can you come back in the morning? I'll be."
I
First
would have
thing
said
this
no.
morning."
It's the morning of the wedding. Like, I can't come.
Yeah.
And you could have just dealt with it. It wasn't your wedding. Your hair didn't need to be on fleek.
Your hair
You know what I
didn't be
mean?
on
Like-
fleek. That's funny.
Nobody was giving a shit about you. It was my day.
That's right.
It was my day too.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
our
Oh
day.
my
It was
God.
our day.
Yes.
Listen, it
But-
ended up working out. So
Yeah, you got a ride from a stranger from the barber shop and got there
Because-
the minute, like literally 2 minutes before we went.
Changed in the
Yes.
backseat of some stranger's car.
No, he,
no, I changed
in
in
the church, but like super quick, man.
Yeah.
It was the most
Yeah,
ridiculous
he
thing.
told me later. He's like, Jay was almost late.
It was like
I swear
it was
to
like
God.
a fashion show, man.
It was
How
like,
fast
oh.
I
Yeah, it was. He was like a runway model. Like you would think he had a team of like 10 people changing him. You know, it was like a NASCAR
Of, like,
pit stop.
yeah.
You
That's
know,
so funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
but
that's
we're
funny.
about to take a break. When we get back, we're going to have Greg Chaisson on. We're going to play one of his songs from his upcoming album that's going to be released here soon.
Here's some.
So enjoy while we
Enjoy
go on
that.
break. Yes.
Yes.
Up on your reflection. There's no shadow without the sun. Take cues from your previous direction. When you're down and done, you can start and
You're listening to The Epic Radio Show, live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and theepicradioshow.com. Listen to us anytime on the iHeartRadio app. Download today on the App Store or Google Play, and take this show on the road. The Epic Radio Show. Make life epic.
Make life epic.
Hey, Epic fans, this is Jay Val. Home buying is complicated. You need someone who you can trust and has your best interest in mind and not just the size of the commission check. That someone is Jeremy Rodriguez with Russell Real Estate. Jeremy grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and a graduate from James Ford Rhodes High School in 2001. If you are looking to sell your home, searching for your next home, or if you just want to talk about the process, please feel free to contact him. As an agent who himself still resides in Cleveland, he knows the neighborhood, the schools, and the market inside out. Get in touch with Jeremy. He is happy to help you with all your needs, from helping you identify a lender to getting a moving truck and even helping you pack. Call Jeremy Rodriguez now at 216-287-1766 or email him at jeremysellsdreams@gmail.com. Find him on Facebook now. That number again is 216-287-1766.
Hey guys, this week you can find Funny Noises Productions at Jilly's Music Room on Tuesday at 8 p.m. and Friday. There are 2 shows, first at 5:30 at Jilly's Music Room and then at 9 p.m. at the Whistle and Keg in Cleveland. Sunday they are back at the Pharmacy Bar and Grill at 8 p.m. And remember, Funny Noises Productions, comedy so funny you will FNP.
And welcome back, everybody. We have Greg Chaisson on the line with us. Hey, what's going on, Greg?
Everything is going well. What about you guys?
We are doing great here in the studio.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, you're actually from Toronto, Canada, correct?
That's where I was born. Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been stateside?
I moved to the United States when I was 5.
Oh, wow. So not very long at all. I mean, that you were born and moved here. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But you're a bass guitarist. You're also a singer-songwriter. You've played in various bands, most notably the Badlands, which featured former Ozzy Osbourne, guitarist Jake E. Lee. What kind of experience was that for you?
Well, to sum it up very quickly, when I was in Badlands, there'd be times when we'd be playing live, and I would think to myself, I'm in the best band in the world.
Oh, that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, great band, great. Jake is my favorite guitar player. Still one of my best friends. Ray was the best vocalist of his generation, and both Jeff and Eric were great drummers. So, we kind of did what we wanted and wrote the kind of songs we wanted to write, and I enjoyed the experience. I mean, we had our problems like any other band, but for the most part, all of my memories are really good ones.
And your most recent project, this Kings of Dust, it features vocalist Michael Beck, who briefly fronted Red Dragon Cartel, and guitarist Ryan McKay, and drummer Jimmy Taft. You actually have an album coming out here soon.
March 13th.
March 13th, right?
That's correct, March 13th.
How many songs are going to be on this album?
There's 13 songs on it, so we weren't messing around.
Yeah, so March 13th and 13 songs. Is 13 like a significant number for you guys?
No, I mean, there was no significance in that as far as, superstition or anything like that.
Okay.
What it was is we wrote a bunch of songs for the record, and at one point we thought we'd have 10 or 11, but we couldn't decide. Of those 13, we couldn't figure out which ones we would want to leave off. We had more songs than 13, But the 13 that made it onto the record, we really liked. One is an intro song, about a couple minutes or a minute and a half long, to a song called Bayou that is an intro to a song called Mama, but it is its own separate song.
Okay.
But for the most part, everything is most of our songs, I think all of our songs are over 4 minutes long. So it's a lot of music. It's almost 70 minutes of music.
Oh, wow.
As a matter of fact, we're thinking of taking it to vinyl at some point. There's so much music on there that we would have to make it an actual double album.
Wow. And why do you think that's important? Why do you think it's important to have that much music?
Well, the project's been around. I started the band with Michael Beck and a couple other friends of mine back in, almost 8 years ago. And so over the course of that time, through some changes, and there was another guitar player, the original guitar player, Mike Petruno, and we wrote a bunch of songs together that I still liked. So when it came time to do the recording, we had almost 8 years worth of material, or in this case, 7 years worth of material to choose from. And we just really liked all of what we had written. It all sounds different, but it all sounds like it was written by the same guy. So we cover a lot of ground with it.
I did notice, even with this last song that we just played, which for the life of me I cannot. What was
Like an Ocean?
Yes, I knew Ocean was in the title. I'm sorry. But I did notice that there's a lot of traditional rock that has kind of like a late 70s to late 80s feel. Were you really trying to recapture that kind of sound and bring it to modern day, or what was your whole plan with this?
Well, I mean, I started playing. I became a musician in 1971, so I kind of grew up with that whole 70s Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Humble Pie, Mountain, Grand Funk sort of thing.
Yeah.
I grew up with that being the stuff that I listened to, and that's the stuff that I still like to this day. So when we were writing the record, a lot of that comes out, and I try to follow what my influences were. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything.
Yeah.
I just kind of write the music. We kind of write the music that we like, and it just tends to be that kind of more 70s sort of vibe as far as,
I get it. Yeah. I mean,
there's a lot of...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, it makes sense. I feel like a lot of times that people kind of try to be current and try to be more modern and try to fit in. But I've always felt that music should be played the way you want to play it, the way you feel like, it's your voice. You know what I mean? It's your mark that you're trying to leave. You know what I mean? And I feel like it should represent you as much as possible, and not just trying to be like, okay, I'm trying to make a hit record. I'm trying to, because that'll come naturally. You know what I mean? If you love what you do and you write what you love, then the other stuff will come, right?
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, the stuff that, when we were doing this record, and I'm the main writer of a huge part of it. I don't really think about whether people are going to like it, or whether it's going to be modern, or whether it's going to be dated or anything else. I just kind of write what I like. I write the music that I like to hear. We play the music that we like, and if other people like it, and so far they seem to, then we're good with it. And if they don't, they'll move on to the next thing. I mean, we've been kind of selling them on our own, and we've sold almost 1,000 copies of it in about a month. So, and the reviews have been all super positive. So, I think we're hitting on something that people are, resonating with the idea of what we're doing and what a lot of other bands are doing. There's quite a few younger bands that are kind of doing that 70s vibe, whether it's, Rival Sons or Dirty Honey or Greta Van Fleet or whatever. There are a lot of bands like that, kind of going back to that 70s thing and playing it. For us, like I said, we grew up listening to that, so it's real first generation. Even the songs I wrote back in the 70s sounded like similar to the kind of stuff that you hear on Kings of Dust.
Mm-hmm.
And if you listen, when you get a chance to listen to the whole record, there's a lot of moving parts in there. It's not just your typical verse, chorus, verse, solo over the chorus, and verse and chorus out. There's a lot of different directions that the music goes in. It covers a lot of ground. I always say it's
A lot of different song structures.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I always say it's hard rock with a little something extra.
Gotcha. How did you guys come up with the name Kings of Dust, if you don't mind me asking?
We had a couple different names that we were just that were almost just joke names.
Gotcha.
And at the time when we realized that this was actually going to come out, we wanted to get something more serious. I always wanted something with the word dust in it, because it kind of makes you think of like things gone by, like the dust of,
I get it. Yeah.
past generations. And so I just kind of put, as I was searching for ideas, I came across the name Kings of Dust, or that's the words that stuck in my head. And to me, it means kings of everything and kings of nothing at the same time. So it kind of covers the whole.
I like that, yeah. Because you think of a king and he's a ruler, but then you think of dust and it's like nothing. It's the after of everything. So that's
exactly.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't think of it before you said that, but now that you said it, it's like, wow, that I can see that now. You know what I mean?
In a way, we're kings of our own domain as a band, and but in actuality, we're kings of nothing. So because it's the history of everything.
One of our listeners asked a question. He asked, this is from Kevin. He said, "Who wrote Outlands? Was that you?"
Who wrote what?
Outlands.
I don't even know what that is. There's no song on my record.
Yeah, I don't know what he's exactly talking about, but that's what he asked. Okay.
He's asking who wrote in Badlands.
Well, maybe.
Writer.
Oh, okay.
Jake was the main writer in Badlands. He would bring in riffs or some parts, or maybe even a song that even had kind of even a rough arrangement, and then we would all throw in our parts and our 50 cents worth or 10 cents worth or whatever, and then we would make it into a song very similar to how we do it in Kings of Dust.
Gotcha.
I may bring in the riff or the idea or even arrangement, but it takes the four of us, me, Jimmy, Ryan, and Michael, to make it into a song.
Of course. Yeah, it probably was. He probably did mean Badlands. You know how technology is. It was probably one of them autocorrect things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the planet, autocorrect. I'm waiting to meet the guy that invented autocorrect.
Yeah, to punch him in the face. Yeah.
We'll have to do this interview while I'm in prison.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way about that autocorrect, man. It's like you're in a hurry sometimes, and it's like, I understand, like, if you're correcting a spelling, but you're changing a whole word, and if you change a whole word, like, sometimes it changes the whole meaning of the sentence. Like, leave it alone.
To me, autocorrect was invented by some sick little sucker that, was always picked last to be on the football team, and this is his way of getting even.
Yeah, with everybody. Everyone.
He's getting even because now he has the power. So if you said, "Hey, I really like the band Kings of Dust," and then it says, "I really wish I had a bowl of mush," it's like, what the? Where did you get that from there?
Yeah. Seriously, I know it like changes your whole sentence. It's crazy.
I was in Red Dragon Cartel for a while, and we were on tour, and I always voice text because for some reason my thumbs always hit the wrong letters. And the singer in Red Dragon, Darren James Smith, would always just sit behind me in the bus, and he would laugh because he'd hear me crafting some kind of message, and then he'd hear me go, "God dang it, what? Oh!" And he'd just be laughing behind me. He goes, "It's so entertaining watching you try to do a voice text." And I said, "Yeah, it's real entertaining. I feel like throwing my phone out the window."
And Kevin said, "Bowl of mush, LOL." Yeah. Kevin did say, "Sorry, fucking autocorrect." Yep, that's exactly what it was. Yep. Who do you think your biggest influence is?
As a bass player or as a...
Well, just as a musician in general.
Well, I mean, I'm, like I said, I'm a big student of the 70s.
Yeah.
As far as, that. And there were a lot of bands that influenced me and certainly a lot of bass players. But I would have to say that the person that influenced me the most, like in real time, would be Jake. When I was in Badlands, it was the perfect situation for me to be in at that time. And I learned a lot from him on how we had kind of a lot of the same ideas. So I was really motivated by a lot of what he did. Now, on a different note, I was very influenced by my father. And, he was not a musician. He was a fighter. And I was influenced by kind of his work ethic and the way he went about his business. And a lot of times the way that I go about my business is similar to his. If I'm going to do something, it's going to be 100%. I don't do anything half-ass. And by the same token, I also don't take any crap from anyone, which is something I got from my father. So
I'm definitely one of them people too. I don't like to take crap from anybody. What do you think your guilty pleasure in life is?
Well, I suppose that, I have a wife and 2 kids, so I'm, one of the reasons that that Badlands ended was that we all kind of were going to go on our own way, and I was moving back to from California back to Arizona, and I wanted to, bring up my, raise my children. So I suppose that would be, a selfish moment for most musicians, but it was important to me to be around my wife and my kids. I'd spent a lot of time in California doing that. So that would certainly be one of them.
Okay.
I like old cars and old motorcycles, so there's some of that in there.
So do you go to car shows? You like going to car shows? Yeah.
I have a car.
What's your favorite car, do you think?
Well, right now I have a 1970 Dodge Charger with a 446 pack in it, so that's a good one. I've had a bunch of different Mopars, and so the car I have now is one of my favorites. I don't really have one particular favorite. There's cars that Chevy makes that I like, and there's cars that Ford makes that I like. My favorite all-time car is probably a 65 Pontiac GTO. I've never had one, but...
Is that your dream car, then?
If someone wanted to give me one, if one of your listeners has one, if they're not doing anything with, I can give you an address, or it could be shipped. I could throw in a couple bucks. I have a job.
So do you so you're more like in love with the muscle car, the American muscle, over like the like you're not going to be Fast and Furious and doing
some Bugattis.
Yeah, in a Bugatti or something,
No, I appreciate every car. They all have their own thing, but I don't see myself in one of those, and I don't see myself in a souped-up Nissan either. So
gotcha.
That's what I grew up. That's the era I grew up. So I like anything from the late 50s to the early 70s. But by the same token, I can appreciate old hot rods as well. So
okay. If you weren't a professional rocker, what do you think you'd be doing?
Well, I've had a lot of different jobs. Right now, I run a big guitar store in Phoenix called Bizarre Guitar and Drum. And, I have a good time running that. I've also, I can drive anything, whether it's heavy equipment or a tractor trailer or an earth mover. So a lot of my jobs have been driving related. If I could have had my choice of anything to be, I wanted to be a professional baseball player. That was my first goal as a kid. As a matter of fact, I'm sitting here watching spring training on my TV with the sound off. But yeah, I was supposed to go to college after I got out of high school to play baseball, and I actually I'm dyslexic. So at the time, they didn't know what dyslexia was. They didn't diagnose it that way. So I had a hard time passing my high school classes. So I didn't have any problem playing baseball. I just didn't want to go to college, which is how I became a musician. Some guys just said, "Hey, join our band," and I'm like, I don't know how to play anything. They said, "Yeah, get a bass, and you can be in our band."
That's amazing.
So my son played 4 years of college baseball. My daughter played softball in high school and could have played in college. I've coached all the way from little league through high school through college. I actually coached in college, and I've been offered to coach independent ball, to be an assistant. I have a couple friends that coach pro ball independently, and I've been offered to work in that field. Problem is there's just not enough money, and I like sleeping in my own bed. So to be in El Paso for 4 months in the summer making $500 a month isn't really going to work for me. But I still love the game, and if things had worked out the way I wanted, maybe I would have ended up playing some kind of pro ball. I don't know, but I'm not disappointed with the fact that I became a musician either. I've had a great time, and I've met a lot of great people.
For sure. We're gonna wrap this up in a few, but I did want to mention that your brother Todd also lives in Cleveland here.
He does.
And he operates the Smoke and Rock and Roll food truck. He's also a former band member of Tough. You were also a member of this.
Of Tough?
Band. Yeah, weren't you?
No, my brother. So here's how it works. My brother Todd was and still is in Tough when they do some shows. We both play this. All of us play the same instrument, so he's a bass player as well. So he still, when Tough does shows, he still goes out and plays with them. And then my brother Kenny played in the band Keel with Ron Keel.
Okay.
And he is also a bass player. And then you have me, among other things, among other bands I played in, I was in Badlands.
That's pretty sweet. So
the three of us could never be in the same band because we're all bass players.
I see now. So like
we were the Bassist Chaisson.
The Bassist Chaisson. So is that all you have? You have two other brothers. You don't have any sisters or anything like that?
No, I have a sister. And then I have. There was 7 of us all together.
Oh,
so
wow!
6 boys and 1 girl.
Wow!
But only the 3 of us, me, Kenny, and Todd, were musicians.
All right. So your album's going to be released March 13th. Is it just self-titled Kings of Dust?
It is self-titled. Kings of Dust.
Where are they going to be able to find this at?
We have major distribution through Orchard, so you can get it on. I know you'll be able to get it on Amazon and a lot of those, online type of places, and also it should be in a lot of brick and mortar stores as well. So I know that kind of brick and mortar is kind of almost a thing of the past, and I know how hard it is to do that because I run a brick and mortar. But it should be available at record stores across the country and actually overseas. I know we just shipped almost 500 copies to Japan, so to be sold there. Because of my time in Badlands, I have somewhat of a reputation overseas that people have expressed interest in it. So you should be able to get it anywhere, but I do know Amazon is doing a pre-order on it right now. So if some people are interested, like I said, in some serious hard rock with a little something extra going on there, and you like your music to be, interesting and have some interesting parts and time changes and all that, and long guitar solos and blah, 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 you would probably like Kings of Dust.
Yeah, well, we definitely enjoyed the song I did hear. I haven't heard much from the album yet. It was kind of a last-minute booking for you, so we didn't get a whole lot of time to... I didn't get a whole lot of time to listen to a lot, you know what I mean? I heard the one song that I knew that you wanted pushed, but I heard it, and I've heard it a few times, and I really do enjoy it. And I think a lot of people will,
Well, I'll tell you what, when you have a chance to hear the whole record, and if you want, I do a lot of interviews right now. As a matter of fact, I've got interviews booked all next week. But if you decide after you hear the record you want to do this again and you want to discuss some of the songs in general, I'm more than happy to come on there and do that. And I'm having a pretty good time with all this. I mean,
that's awesome.
after Badlands, I was off the grid for quite a while, and intentionally, I wanted to kind of just do my own thing and raise my family. And then when I got in Red Dragon Cartel in 2014, I got back on the grid. I didn't realize how much back on the grid I would get. And since that time, social media has made it a lot easier to stay relevant, where, before you had to wait and buy a magazine once a month, or you have to wait and see if someone's coming to your town. Now you have everything on YouTube. You can see footage, concerts, videos, stuff from the past, new stuff. And the same thing, social media, there's so many people that do, whether it's terrestrial radio or whether it's internet radio or blogs. So I do a lot of interviews for that kind of thing, and it makes it real easy to stay relevant. So I'm having a pretty good time with this, and people seem to be interested in it, which makes me happy, because like I said, I don't write for anyone but myself, and if other people like it, man, that's more. Everyone can get on the train. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Are you having any plans to hit the road after the release? Like, are you going to start touring?
Well, we're not going to tour in the traditional sense that I'm not going to get on a tour bus for 4 months. Like I said, I have a guitar store that I run. The other guys all have their own business.
Gotcha.
Michael, the singer, he owns the studio, and he does tons of bands in there. Sound Vision Studios in Tempe, and so he's always recording, and that's where we recorded our record, which is why we got to take as long as we wanted since he owned the studio. And but we are going to go play live. We've been offered some shows. We're just trying to string them together, so we would probably go out at a week, 10 days at a time, maybe some fly-in dates. And I mean,
you guys should definitely come out to Cleveland for sure.
Cleveland rocks.
Well, you got to go to Cleveland.
Oh yeah, I mean we have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It would not be a proper rock release without doing a show in Cleveland.
I agree. I played the Agora many times.
Oh yeah, the Agora is great. We actually just gave away some tickets last week for people to see Killswitch Engage at the Agora. But yeah, I mean, but there's so many other venues too. I mean, there's the Odeon, there's House of Blues, a lot of places downtown that are landmarks.
Well, the thing about Kings is everyone's from we all live here, but none of us are from here. So Michael Beck is from Nebraska, and he actually has a following in some of those states, Nebraska and Iowa, and some of those kind of places. Our guitar player, Ryan McKay, brilliant guitarist, he's from Illinois. So he has quite a bit of people that kind of follow him from Illinois, Ohio, that sort of thing. And then our drummer, Jimmy Taft, brilliant drummer from North Carolina. And so and he played in bands there. So a lot of people, want us to come out and play in some of those areas. And then of course, because I was in Badlands and we toured everywhere, and also in Red Dragon Cartel, we toured a lot. There's a lot of people that have expressed interest in seeing the band. So I am looking forward to going and playing anywhere that makes any sense. I don't have to make money at it. I just have to be able to get there.
Gotcha. So how can people find you guys on social media?
We have an Instagram page, and then Kings of Dust. And then we also have a Facebook page. And actually, if people wanted to go in there, you can order the record right off of our Facebook page. And a lot of people just find it through my Facebook page. So if you're listening and you want to connect with me, a lot of people just send me friend requests. And usually, as long as you're not a nut, I accept most of that. And it's usually people that know me from my career. So I'd say the best way, though, is probably through Instagram or the Kings of Dust Facebook page.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Greg. It was truly a pleasure. Anybody else have anything to add before we go on break?
I don't know. Anything, Jay?
Just remember, it's not Bowl of Mush.
It's the Bulls,
Kings of Dust.
Hey,
March
Kings of
13th.
Yeah.
Get it everywhere. Is it going to be on Spotify and iTunes and stuff like that, or is it just going to be hard copied?
At at some point it will be.
Okay.
I was
And then,
gonna. Yeah, let's go ahead.
That's what you were going to ask?
No, I was actually gonna ask. Do you have? I mean, I know you moved to the United States young, but you got a lot of fans in Canada.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming I do. I mean, I don't want to be presumptuous and say I'm huge in Canada.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we played there in Red Dragon, and also I played there in Badlands, and so I'm. There's a lot of Chaissons. So if you're just going to count Chaissons, my dad was the oldest boy of 19 kids.
Oh, wow.
Gotcha. Well,
So I have a lot of relatives.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know we have 2 listeners in London, Ontario right now, Megan and Carl. So,
Hi, Megan and Carl.
awesome. Thank you for that. That was awesome.
Hey, Greg, this is Chris. I was going to ask you, if someone was to make a movie about your life story, who would you like to see playing the role of you?
Oh, that's good.
The role of me.
Yeah, it can be anybody. They can be dead or alive. Who would you like
Oh,
to
dead or alive? If it's someone that's passed away, I want Charles Bronson playing.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, man, that's a good choice.
My family
Yes.
actually was good friends with Charles Bronson.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
man. There was reunion pictures that I saw, and he was there and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
He gives you a little insight to Greg there, I think. You
Yeah.
know? Charles Bronson.
You like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite all-time movie is a Charles Bronson movie called Hard Times. So
Oh, that's
you know,
great.
the funny
Yeah.
thing is, they say my father looks like Charles Bronson.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
that would be
Maybe
kind
he was
of
just at the
cool.
reunion.
My
Maybe.
father looked like James Cagney. So who's another one of my favorite actors. But
He's a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
Now Kevin Cart said Johnny Depp, but I don't know if he meant to play himself or to play you. You got to be a little bit more
specific.
Yeah, descriptive in your answers.
I think
Thank you, Allison.
I think Johnny Depp plays himself in every role that he's doing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Oh man, he's
I mean,
yeah.
If I was gonna pick a current guy, I'd probably pick Matt Damon.
Oh yeah, good choice.
But he'd have to play me like we were in the Bourne series.
And
Yeah,
and
there
he'd
you
have to
go,
wear
yeah.
a Tom Brady jersey.
Oh.
You mean Tom Brady while he's on the
Patriot.
Las Vegas team?
Yeah, you know what? That may happen, man. That's looking like it might be a possibility, right?
So they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin said him, damn it. Yeah, so he was meaning you with the Johnny Depp thing.
Is that your football team? Is the Raiders?
No, it's funny. I grew up. I moved to the San Francisco Bay Area when I was a kid. So the Oakland Raiders and the 49ers were my favorite teams.
Well, yeah.
Now I live in Phoenix, and so I do like the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once Larry Fitzgerald retires, I'm not sure who I'll like.
He's a class act, I'll tell you.
He really is. And my favorite all-time player was Joe Montana, so I was a huge 49ers fan. And then when they traded him,
to
now
the
I
Chiefs.
hate the 49ers.
Yeah.
Now I'm a Chiefs fan. So
Yep, and there you go. They just won the Super Bowl too, man.
Ta-da.
Yep.
So, just like the Diamondbacks traded my favorite player to St. Louis, now I'm a St. Louis Cardinals baseball fan,
Gotcha.
not an Arizona Diamondbacks
So,
fan.
so you like the players
Yeah,
more?
more than the team.
Yeah, I mean, it's teams are so weird now because
they're not.
They decry that they don't have any money.
Exactly.
But in reality, these guys are all multi-billionaires with plenty of money
To pay the
So
players,
all I
yeah.
can say is the Arizona Diamondbacks should have kept Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
But he's on the Cardinals now, so now I'm a Cardinals fan.
Definitely.
Awesome.
That's how I feel. We're big Clevelander fans. Like I always back our sports teams here, but I'm a LeBron fan too, so I'm rooting for the Lakers this year,
Right. See, I quit watching basketball after Steve Nash retired.
I love Steve Nash, man. Oh.
I'm just starting to watch it a little bit. The Suns aren't very good, but we're
Yeah.
just starting to watch it.
You know what? They should be getting good. They've had so many number 1 picks, man. They should be
I know.
good, man. But
I know.
And we could keep talking all day about sports, especially Jay, but we do have to take a break. When we get
worries.
back, we're going to have crazy news with Ashley, and we're going to talk about that Friends reunion special that's going to be popping off on HBO Max. So we're going to have a little bit of details with that. Thank you so much again, Greg, for joining us today. It was an absolute pleasure,
Yeah,
and
thank
we're definitely going to have you on again.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thanks for having me, and thanks for supporting Kings of Dust. And
Of course.
I appreciate it, and hopefully we'll be out your way soon.
All right.
Yes.
All right, so like I said, we're going to go on break. When we get back, we'll have Ashley. Keep it locked right here on the Epic Radio Show.
You're listening to The Epic Radio Show. Live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and theepicradioshow.com. Listen to us anytime on the iHeartRadio app. Download today on the App Store or Google Play. And take this show on the road. The Epic Radio Show. Make life epic.
Make life epic.
Attention small business owners. Are you trying to reach thousands of engaging customers, but radio and television ads are out of your budget? Advertise with us here at Brain Baby Media. We offer low monthly payments with no contracts, no hassle, and you can cancel anytime. But why would you? With our ads on multiple platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, your brand will reach new heights, and guess what? It's a business expense. That means you can write it off at the end of the year. So contact Epic today at theepicradioshow.com and make your business epic.
Hey ladies, if you're looking for premium makeup at a price that can't be beat, hit up Glitz and Glitter by Goldie. Glitz and Glitter by Goldie has everything you need to enhance your beauty without breaking the bank. Go to uniqueproducts.com/GoldieAlphaHell today and take advantage of the savings. Right now, there's a new beauty box for only $99, so what are you waiting for? Get to Glitz and Glitter by Goldie today at Unique, that's YOUNIQUE products.com/GoldieAlphaHell.
Want to feel like you're part of the show? Get your official The Epic Radio Show merch right now. We have unisex tees, hoodies, mugs, winter hats, baby onesies, and much more. Check it out at www.etsy.com/shop/The Epic Radio Show. Official unisex tees are only $12 and get free shipping on orders over $35. Yup, that's right, you heard me. That's free shipping on orders over $35. The holidays are over, but you can still treat yourself to some great official merch for The Epic Radio Show. So hurry now to the site and get some epic gear for the new year and make 2020 epic.
The Epic Radio Show.
Oh,
We're going to
Oh,
pass
yeah.
the baton back to Ashley. What's going on?
As if I didn't talk enough today.
Well,
I didn't go on a
do
whole
you want to do
spiel.
this a little later then? Or,
I
and
know,
maybe we
I
could do
don't-
something.
I don't really care. I was just saying as if I haven't talked enough already.
You know what? We'll switch it up a little bit.
Oh,
okay, so
switching it
we're
up.
going to switch it up a little bit. What we're going to do
whoa, that's crazy.
is we're going
man.
to talk
crazy.
about time travel first.
Okay, time
And
travel
do Would
first.
You Rather. Then we'll do
Okay.
Crazy News.
All right, it works.
And then we'll save him
So
for
we're
last.
time traveling right now.
Yeah, we're
man.
time traveling,
blasting
yes.
forward, man.
Yes.
Here it goes. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't
So-
even know anything about this one, so go ahead.
Would you
Yeah.
rather travel forward in time or backwards in time?
Well, I
A
mean,
little bit of both.
me and Jay were having this conversation
Okay.
about time travel. Like,
right.
like just a scenario if it exists, if it's possible, whatever. And I just thought, our conversation was like good enough to talk about on the show because I feel like everybody could relate to this question.
Yeah.
Like if we could go back in time, would you? Where would you go? Do you think it would be possible to travel back in time?
Yeah.
Do you think it would be possible to travel in the future? He actually brought up something about someone he knows that he talked to about this, and the theory was that he the guy he talked to was about, was that he believed that time travel would only be possible going to the future, but not to the past.
Not to the past.
And why
I thought
is
that's
that?
interesting.
Why
Yeah.
is that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, you got to have something to back that up if you're going to
Well,
say
he did,
that.
but dude, I'm not someone that
He's
tried
not
to
the one who
re-explain
said
it.
Yeah, he's not the one that said it, but I did think that would be interesting because I said, and this is my whole thing, if the person's listening,
This is a guy that
you
knows
can always
quantum
call
physics
in,
and like
216-584-5718, and if anybody has at any point during this conversation, if they have an opinion on this, call
Chime
in because we definitely would, like to hear what you have to say about this, But I think his theory, which I understand.
I mean, I guess I could see. I guess I could see where he would think that.
Meaning, like, okay, so everything in the past is gone. Like, there's no way to go back and see George Washington. I
disagree.
You just.
I'm going to tell you why. All
Why?
right, I'm going to tell you why because there's a principle in physics called inertia. Okay, and it's one of Newton's 3 laws. And so before we go into that, time travel is movement. You're moving. Obviously, there's motion in time travel. So by Newton's law of inertia, a body in motion stays in motion until opposed upon by an equal or greater force of the same or equal force. So in saying that, what he means is that it's kind of like the balls that were on the string, and you'd hit the one ball, and it would go bing, bing, bing. So if one ball goes this way and bings that way, the return effect is the bing the other way. So if you can time travel and bing one way, you got to be able to time travel and bing the other way by the law of inertia.
And also, I was thinking, like, okay, if we could send somebody to the future and they couldn't come back, what would be the point of sending them to the future?
Just to get rid of them.
Yeah, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I just...
Because there would be no way possible to warn anybody in the past or anything.
Well, that ruins everything I just said because that explains all the missing people in the world. They've just time traveled to the future and never were able to return.
I don't know, man.
No, you have...
This
no,
is
talk.
bananas.
This is talk radio.
Yeah, I know, but I just don't think you can... There's no... I just don't
What
see
would be the point?
That's my brain
What would
right
be
now,
the point
to say it.
of time traveling
I
to the
understand
future
that.
and not being able to come back?
I understand that, but
So
I just don't think you can go back. Like that's.
I mean, you just don't think so?
I mean,
Law
that's
of physics
just my
says you
opinion.
have to, Jay.
I don't know, man.
Every action has an equal action to
Now,
it.
what I
wish he can call in and explain it to you the way he explained to me, because what he was explaining was like, if you're in a car.
Okay.
And I don't know, man. He explained it
because if you're in a car, you also can go backwards in a car.
No, not like that. I'm saying like at the speed of like light or sound. Like
all motion goes forward and backwards. How's that? Think about it. What moves that cannot go forward and backwards? All motion goes
so you're saying like George Washington's not dead then? Like
that's
he's
not what we're saying.
I don't understand how you would go back and he'd still be alive somewhere.
Because if you went back to that time and date, he would be living in that time.
Man. I just don't see that.
But how could you go forward then to a time and date that hasn't happened?
Hasn't happened yet. Then that's not
it
there
would make
either.
more sense to be able to go back and visit something that had already happened
than something that hasn't happened yet.
That hasn't happened yet under that person.
Yes.
I don't know.
He said he just read like 4 new books on it too. So.
Okay, well, if he can call in and prove us wrong or have a different opinion, the thing is, none of this is proven.
Right, none of this is fact.
Stephen Hawkins is going to be calling in later.
Yeah, from the past.
From the past.
This is Stephen Hawkins.
There it is. Jay is correct. You cannot go backwards in time.
That's amazing, Sarah. I would do that.
I did, yeah, I saw that.
I would do that. I would still do that.
Like I feel like there would be no point in creating time travel to the future if we couldn't go back.
Yeah,
that's my point. Now, what my thing was, okay, well, maybe, I could only see maybe going back in time. Because you couldn't go back to the dinosaurs.
You know, this almost happened once.
What's that?
Doc Brown had that problem.
Well, I'm saying, like, you wouldn't. I mean, maybe.
Great Scots.
Maybe you could go back to the past, but maybe only so far.
Why? Well, you could only go
But
as far to the past as you could to the future.
Yes.
Under the laws of inertia.
Yes.
Okay.
So whether it's 20 years or 30 years, depending on the time that you created that
I can
machine.
see that. I can see that.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah,
Because it wouldn't even make sense that you could go back to dinosaurs. Because, I mean, shoot, you would
been
never
so
know
long.
where you were going to be.
You could end up underfoot right then.
You could end up in the ocean. You could end up
In a tar pit?
wherever.
I could end
You know
up
what I
in a
mean?
dinosaur's
There'd be
mouth.
no way to do that. But
Yeah.
but
Can be eaten.
20 to 30
More
years in the
likely.
past, things change, but not that drastically in that time.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Plus, you got to think about, okay, so your point of origin would obviously time travel would exist in that time. You know what I mean? So you would definitely have a starting point, and then you would have to have like a certain time that you could jump forward to, and a time you could jump back. Like you were talking about the theory of not a theory, but a law of
Inertia.
inertia. Yeah.
Inertia.
So-
Don't ask me to spell it, though.
No.
All right?
Spell it, Chris. Get
But
on
I
it.
just I kind of
Capital
get like
BS.
no, I understand like maybe going back to George Washington's time or like whatever. That might be a little
Too outdated, man.
too far back,
Inertia.
maybe, you know.
My favorite word now.
But I could see. Now, what do you guys think about not physically traveling, but kind of like a TV where you can kind of see
See it,
something
but
like a
not
crystal
be there?
ball.
Oh.
That'd be cool. I'd be interested in that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to like physically like go back or go forward, like at risk of other things.
I
but
thought that was YouTube.
But yeah, see, Allison. Yeah, I figured I could spell it too.
Allison said, "I did hear that some dude wrote a book that purports that aliens are time travelers from the future that are our future generations checking on us."
Mind blown.
So they're going backwards and forwards.
See, I don't know. Like, I feel like I can understand
So if
why
they're-
you can't go backwards, but I also understand how you should be able to go backwards and forwards.
And if they're going backwards, that means then they're probably going forwards, right?
It's just
Yeah.
this is just bananas.
Yeah, but
But
who wrote that
AN,
book?
AN, yes.
Alien. I mean,
I'd love
An
to
alien
read
wrote
that.
it in the future.
Yeah, I'd
and they
love to
came
read
back
that
and put
book.
it in somebody's hand and said, "Here, read this."
I'd love to read that book.
I don't know. Like
That'd be a great
I
book to read. Michelle
like
Michelle said,
Go ahead.
if you're
Oh,
a Star
yes,
Trek
here we-
fan, you know you can't duck with the sands of time.
The sands of time. That's right.
Um,
I thought about that one too.
Yeah.
Michelle. That's a good one.
but I think
Yeah.
I still never said my one point though.
sorry.
Like if you have a starting point, I was also thinking, okay, well this might be a possibility if you could go to the future, but you could only travel back to when time travel was invented.
Okay.
So you wouldn't be
Oh
technically
no. This is getting real deep, y'all.
So you wouldn't technically be going in the past at all, except for the time that the machine was built.
Right. You could only go so because how else would you be able to go forward if there wasn't a time machine in the past? To take you
Exactly.
back
Exactly.
To the either present and or the future.
Yeah.
And then there's
Because
some
that would
films
be
here.
like maybe it's a Stargate type thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To where there's a doorway from one side to the other that bends the fabric of time together, kind of like a
Yeah.
a
Like
piece
a
of
dryer
paper.
sheet.
Wormholes.
Yeah, like this is your let's see if I can do this.
Timeline.
Yeah, the timeline, and then you fold it.
Oh, you're
You have a
doing paper
device that
stuff.
folds it, and then you punch a hole in it.
Oh, snap.
That's called a
Stab
wormhole.
it.
Wormhole, right?
Yep. Wormhole.
So, in order to go through this wormhole, you would need
Through the
an
wormhole.
entrance and an exit, or a doorway. You know what I mean? To get to this.
We'd also have to figure out how
So,
to
if you
shrink
were going
ourselves.
to the past before you created the first doorway, then there would be no way to get back.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I could dig
Are
on
some
that.
comments.
Yes.
Sarah said, sitting here thinking about time traveling to the past and punching my ex-husband in the face and then time traveling forward real quick. And Michelle said, if you could, would you want to see how you die and when?
Ooh.
No.
That's a good question.
No.
Probably not. I would be
No.
interested in like theory, but I probably wouldn't want to know because then I would just be like,
What if you can prevent it then?
I mean, what if you can't?
I
know?
don't want to go forward. I don't want to know any
Like,
of that
well, it's like you
stuff.
think, oh, what if you?
I don't want to
Ugh.
change it.
I'm not trying to chance being stuck anywhere.
I feel that.
hate to go
I don't even
back.
like being stuck in the mud, much less in another
Oh
time.
man, this sucks. Like, I wouldn't want to go back and then just not be able
Now,
to come back. Like,
what
it's-
about, and this is not really time travel related.
Okay.
But say.
Yeah,
you-
if we go back, like she just said, the comment real quick.
Yeah.
If we go back, God forbid, we don't have our cell phones, man.
yeah.
Oh no.
But Captain Kirk and Spock had theirs when
Fate
they
worse
traveled
than
backwards in time. They kept the tricorders. And
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
communicators.
yeah.
I forgot my
I'm sorry.
my thing. Yeah. It was
Dang it.
Jay's fault.
Oh my God.
It's all Jay's
Jay,
fault.
you did it again.
Did it again,
Dun,
man.
dun, dun.
Actually, I have to admit, I am really surprised that these two guys came up and were able to discuss this subject, though, man.
I mean,
you know?
yeah, I didn't know anything about it. I was just like, oh, time travel? Okay.
Well-
here we are. I just bitch about the UPS guy, and they're talking about time travel.
Yeah.
I'm talking about real life issues, y'all.
Well,
Ashley thought we were supposed to change the clocks or something,
Right?
right?
What the hell?
Time travel.
this isn't necessarily time travel, but
Okay,
if
remember.
you had like a disease that wasn't curable now,
Ooh.
would you want to be frozen and brought back at a later time to be
Maybe
cured?
you'd be cured. It's,
Like,
that's kind of
What if that took 100 or 200
right? But
years?
what if that took a really
You think
long
that's
time?
like gonna be like? Well,
know.
it probably could be possible maybe to do that, but wouldn't if freezing yourself wouldn't that damage like?
Well,
Don't they do that?
I'm saying if
think
they
they do.
have, well, they do have cryogenic freezing
Chambers
and
now,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but-
LeBron uses one for
They would probably forget I was
not for the
frozen.
same thing.
not for the
That's-
same thing, I
yeah.
know, but he uses one
Who's
to
the baseball great? Ted, the baseball player from way back. Supposedly
Like
his
legit.
head's frozen.
His
Oh
head?
gosh, who is it? I know the name. I stayed.
Well,
up
I
to-
heard Walt Disney too. Wasn't
I
he?
heard Walt Disney's frozen too. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Cryogenically frozen and bring him back.
Well,
to
I
life.
wouldn't be able to afford it for one, and two, they'd probably forget I was frozen and they would never unfreeze me.
Yeah.
And I'd be
Like,
like,
what if it was like Demolition Man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That
right.
movie, you
Well,
know?
if Bernie Sanders becomes president, we have free Medicare for all. We all just get frozen and come
Yeah.
back later. You know.
come back. Our population's like 3 trillion.
See,
like,
that would
wow,
be the
this is
Ooh,
crazy.
that would be crazy. you know?
coronaviruses everywhere.
Yeah. Ooh.
Then they have Jack Daniels virus and shit.
Jack Daniels virus.
That's the
great.
future.
That's the future for you.
I think we got that the other
You
night.
get to pick your choice: Patron virus or
And of course, I use my outline
yes
to prove the
yes.
point. So I just
Yeah, what if you
stabbed a hole in
unfrozen
there.
and the kids are even more ducked up?
Yeah.
I mean,
Dum dum dum.
dum dum dum, duck duck duck.
Yeah. So if
that's-
anybody else has any
I,
input,
oh man,
oh, Allison said, "La bitch who, Jay?"
she like really like she's all like, no, I don't like him.
What?
Fuck you, Jay.
King LeBron James?
Oh no.
That's winning another finals this year?
After he tanked
And
last year.
and season MVP.
Yeah.
But the Bucks might beat him.
Fireball will cure all. Oh
Yes.
god. Oh god, I don't believe that.
If they have Fireball, you see, if you go in the past, they may not have any Fireball.
Man, and you're screwed.
It is a fad, so it may not be in the
They're
future
like
either. So you got to take it with
They're like
you.
cinnamon
you gotta, like,
whiskey.
kinda
What
put
the
it in your
heck is
pocket.
that?
Oh, that's disgusting.
I don't know. Fireball's
Ooh.
been around for what, 30 years?
No, it's been around.
I would just like to go back to the past
there's
with
always
something
been,
really
like, some
popular
form of it
and then
for a
become
long
rich.
time.
That would be
Yes,
great.
there's been some form of it. Yeah, I don't
I'd
know.
like
Is
to
it
do
30
that.
years? I don't know.
Like Fireball
It's
is like a
basically
brand.
just
Like the
cinnamon
internet?
whiskey.
Schnapps, whiskey.
Yeah, it's been around
That's
for
what
a
I
long
would do.
time.
If I ever went back to the past, that's what I would do. I would take something popular now, go back to before it
And
started,
invent it.
and then invent it myself, sort of, even though I didn't.
And then
be
we're
really
rich.
rich. Wahahaha.
So you could go to the future and buy some of that really dank weed and bring it to the
Yeah,
past.
and then I'd be
now.
hella rich.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that Reggie,
Yeah.
that Reggie Bush.
That'd probably be the only reason I'd go back to the past. Like, to like try to become rich in the future, but it would probably backfire on me.
It would.
Because that's just what it does, and I'd be
Because
like,
you
oh,
would
well.
alter the timeline, and
A
all
lot.
these people that would win,
It's like, a
like you
genie.
would try to do that, and nope, the opposite happens,
Pretty much.
and you lose your whole life.
It's like the
Yep.
genie in the lamp.
I'm a
Time
genie in a
travel.
bottle, baby.
Yeah.
Would you really want to go back without a cell phone? I mean, I was, I didn't have a cell phone for a while. I'm too young
Now
for the
that
pager
I've
thing.
witnessed and like
Never had to deal with a
yeah,
pager.
I don't want.
I was watching Batman Forever last night,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
random
Yeah.
as hell.
and it's like I remember one scene. Nicole Kidman uses a bat symbol to get Val Kilmer up on the roof, and he's like, "The bat signal's not a beeper." And I was like, "Man, that just proves how
Oh
old
God,
this
right?
damn
It just
movie
shows
is."
the age.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Bad signal's not a beaver.
Like,
Val
okay,
Kilmer, jeez.
okay.
I'll be
And
a
he didn't even say pager, beeper.
You know,
Right, a
you know what would have been
beaver.
funny if he would have showed up instead of saying that. He would have been like, "I'll be your Huckleberry."
Oh my god. You know, I bet nowadays, like, Batman wouldn't even need the bat symbol. It just need an app
Just
to
a text.
download.
Yeah, there's an
Yeah,
app.
he's like,
yeah.
oh, there's an app.
But then
Okay.
he's getting like all these random signals, like
Yeah.
people are pranking him. And
Batman, I lost
That's a
something.
good skit.
I lost my
Stop
keys,
it.
That's a good-
Batman.
Stop it! Yeah, we got to do that. We got to throw that up on YouTube, bro.
Yeah.
That's a skit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
All right. So,
Are we doing Would You Rather?
we're gonna
now?
do Would You Rather. So
Would
play
you
along at
rather?
home.
Barney,
Ba-dow, 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 ba-dow.
Bum, bum.
Yeah. So the
Bum,
first
bum.
question, guys, on Would You Rather,
real
have all
stupid.
traffic lights you approach be green, or never have to stand in line again? I feel like we've done that one.
I don't care. I did this very quickly this morning. We're gonna answer it again.
It's a darn good would you rather, Ashley, too.
Thanks.
Let me
He
tell
just
you.
I'm gonna
Explains,
say.
but everybody
I'm gonna
else
say.
appreciates
I would
like,
have to
thanks for
say
complaining.
traffic lights be green.
Yeah.
Traffic lights.
Yeah, because I cannot stand some of these lights around here.
Dude,
Especially
it's
this
like
one
20
up the
minutes
road.
sitting at one.
Yeah.
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 And then it's like no turn on red, like ever. It's like, oh my god.
I don't mind standing in line as long as you don't have a slow ass cashier.
And that's usually what happens to me, though.
That's
I'm
why
like,
you're in
oh my
line, because
God.
the cashier is slow.
slow. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh boy.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see? Blah, 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 blah.
Brr,
Starts
brr,
I think it kind
talking.
of depends where you're standing in line at, too,
Yeah.
you know? But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Ooh, this is a good one. Would you rather spend the rest of your life with a sailboat as your home or an RV as your home?
That's easy.
That's
A
an RV or a
sailboat?
sailboat. Would you live on? Which
boat.
one would you live
Land
on?
or the sea?
Land or the sea.
I'd go RV, man.
I probably go RV too. I get seasick.
I would.
I
Yeah, the
I'd take
whole
to the
boat.
water.
me too.
Yeah, man.
See, me and
I'm
Tommy
an
would
ocean
divorce.
guy. Yeah.
We would get divorced.
In
That's cool.
fact, we've talked about that. Like, you know, once the kids grow up and whatever, like selling the house, buying a boat, and just sail.
Be great.
That
wouldn't
would be
it?
awesome.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, really? Because, yeah, the boat upkeep on that.
Hey,
the,
well, guess what?
No
Pretty
different
soon,
than house upkeep, really.
hey, pretty soon after Antarctica
Not as
melts,
much as
it'll
a
all
boat.
be water.
There
It'll be
you
Kevin
go.
Costner
And I'm gonna
Water
be
World.
seasick
So
every
all
day.
you motherfuckers in the RV is gonna be like, "Oh, where's the boat at?" And I'll be like, "You know what? Fuck you, because
So you would be
you
like,
don't have a
fuck you to your wife?
yes."
Fuck you now, currently.
I'll be like, it'd be Epic's arc. You know what I mean? Like,
water.
You know,
like
someone
why
else
are
will
you
pick me
dressed
up.
like
Oh,
that?
the megalomania
Yeah.
is shining today,
Someone
man.
else would pick me up, and I would be like, fuck you. We made a bigger
Not
boat.
only is he named the show for himself, but now it's an arc.
Right?
we are,
right.
Love it.
in
Love it.
we're going to be long gone before we see some water world.
I don't know. Antarctica is melting.
It is melting,
Yeah,
they say,
but
yes.
dude, come on, man.
Okay.
Not
Someone
anytime
else-
soon.
You know, you
bro.
can always do
sure
a
someone else
hybrid
would
of
pick
that,
me
though.
up.
They make like an RV boat.
Do they?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
like,
see,
yeah.
so I'll have my RV boat, and you can just suck it.
You have to travel to the future to get it,
then
but
we- Yeah, there you go.
Why are we going
Hey,
through
and-
Well,
things here?
he'd be stuck there. So
No, I'm
Drive
and,
back.
listen,
Really a
and
callback.
my RV boat's gonna be a hovercraft.
See, Jay
too.
would pick me up. Fuck you.
If it was a boat, why would it need to be a hovercraft?
Because it just
because
would,
I want it to.
By definition, it would be a hovercraft if it was an RV boat.
It would hover though. Fuck you. Leave your wife to drown.
Allison says,
Fuck you.
glad the fuck sanction has been lifted.
It has not been, but I'm just breaching it repeatedly.
Yeah, I gave up. We really tried to be a classy show.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
We're not though.
So I give up.
So guys, we're not being picked up by any network.
No.
So we'll
anytime
just be here
soon.
Nope.
forever.
And speaking of networks, you can always catch us on iHeartRadio,
Yes.
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
We also have a new app on the Amazon Fire Stick. If you guys go into the Fire Stick app search window and type in the
there
Epic
you go.
Radio Show, you can download the app. I wish somebody would do it and see if we could be live.
We are on there. I did it.
You did?
Yeah, it's on there.
No, I mean like live as we're doing it.
Oh, I don't know if it's live.
Yeah, that's what I'm
There's
saying.
a backlog of episodes. Though.
Yes.
So yeah, you can find us basically on your favorite social media
On the
platform.
everywhere.
Wherever they have those unclassy podcasts, we'll
Yeah.
be there.
We'll be there.
Yeah, and the classy ones too. We mix in, but we're like
They'll
the
weed us
redheaded
out.
stepchild.
They'll weed us out
Yeah.
eventually. They'll be
Yeah.
like, oh no, oh no.
They all turn their
I'm
backs on
hoping,
us.
maybe one day we'll get nominated for a podcast award now that we're actually on these podcast sites. Because we weren't eligible before because, let's see, we were like a weird show. We were no, because like we were on Facebook and YouTube and stuff, and we didn't create enough we have a bigger following on Facebook than anything.
Sure.
And there's no Facebook show award or nothing like that, And then we weren't
The
getting
facey.
enough subscribers and viewers on YouTube
You can just
to
sit on
qualify
it.
for anything.
Kevin Facey.
And then because
Facey, shut up, Jack.
Let's sit on my facey award.
Oh my
and then,
god.
and then because we weren't on Spotify and stuff like that, we weren't eligible for that. So we were in
Nothing.
award limbo to where we could never be
Hey, Sheila.
nominated for
It's like
anything.
we went forward in time and we got stuck right in the middle and we didn't make
And
it.
now we're actually
Yes.
somewhere where something could maybe happen.
Well, locally speaking, they have the Cleveland Comedy Awards, and they do have an award for a favorite podcast. But you have to
Oh.
be a comedian to nominate and a comedian to
Oh.
vote. It's my
There you go.
favorite award ceremony where comedians are giving comedians awards.
I,
That's
think,
nice.
I think we got to
we have a comedian
in with this
us
thing right
here,
there.
Chris.
I think you might have been
Nudge, nudge.
nominated. I think you might have been nominated. But
Oh, yeah.
now the trick is to get votes. So
Yeah,
if
no
they-
one's
if-
gonna vote for us.
If
That's
we
okay.
are nominated and you are a comedian, please take the time and
yes.
I mean,
pick
we're-
the Epic Radio Show for your
ridiculous,
favorite
but we're-
podcast at the
I
Cleveland Comedy
mean,
Awards.
I will say this, man. There's hardly anybody in the Cleveland area or even Akron area that's doing a podcast like we are and support as many local comedians as we do. And we actually go out to the shows. We meet. We talk to. We book people directly from the shows a lot of the times.
Directly.
You
Yep.
know. Like Kelly Thulis, and we've had Marcus Rodriguez, and a lot of great people that are local people. You know, I mean Jesse Pimpinella.
Yeah.
You know, that's another great
A
one.
lot more local
You
great
know,
people to come too
yeah,
in the weeks
absolutely.
to come. Yeah, we got some.
So,
Last, would you rather?
would you rather only be? Wait, hold on.
I don't know
Uh-oh.
if something was it was worded right or not.
we gotta wait.
Yeah,
a
that
minute.
was weird. A little.
Yeah, I
Wow.
did it fast.
Like
so.
these aren't weird in general, right?
Right, and then like hello,
hello there.
like this is what you. signed
Would
up
you
for.
rather only be able to use a fork or a spoon? Like it's either
Always.
or, always.
A spoon.
I don't know,
Just
man.
like when you were 2, huh, Jay?
Yeah, well, no, because
I would-
I've had this problem where I only had like a spoon or something.
That
and
was
you,
in
I'm
jail.
trying to think.
yeah,
I was in jail.
I
When he was in jail, they don't give you a fork or a knife in jail, man. You just get a spoon.
think.
I don't know though, man, because I like spaghetti. I don't know how. the heck
Epic, is
that
it a
would
big
work.
spoon or a little spoon?
I don't know the size.
We'll say.
See, this one's tricky because like, ooh, but there's certain things like you have to. It's like,
Well, we won't say teaspoon. We'll say dinner spoon.
yeah, regular size
Yeah.
spoon, I guess.
Yeah.
Tablespoon.
Soup
Regular
spoons.
forks.
Yeah, forks, regular forks.
Yeah,
Not,
regular
no
size.
cocktail forks.
No.
No, just a regular one.
Not a spork.
Not a spork. You can't do a spork. That's
No,
not
that's
an option.
cheating.
Sarah said spoon. Your mom said folk. I don't know.
Folk. I like
Michelle
Sarah
said-
Duncan.
Sarah said a straw.
That's
What the heck
straw.
would you
See, Michelle, we already beat you to that.
Yeah,
You
no
can't say
sporks.
Just
Sarah, a
bull.
straw? See if you could do the fork and then just drink everything through the straw.
Damn it, I'm
Oh.
just using my fingers.
Can't eat salad with a spoon.
Yeah.
I don't eat salad, so I don't have that problem at least.
Yeah.
You can eat a salad with your fingers.
I don't eat soup. I don't eat salad. So I just go with a fork and say, oh well. I don't eat a lot of cereal either, so wouldn't even matter. I would figure it out.
I would say spoon.
I would say spoon only
I love
because,
And chicken.
like, you can't eat soup with a fork.
Right. You
or
guys
a
have
fork, I mean.
this problem, but I don't.
Like, yeah, and cereal wouldn't be good with the fork.
I do.
Haha,
I
suck
do.
it.
And I think you
Chopsticks.
could, if
That's
I really
funny.
need to cut, like, I don't know, like a piece of meat or something, I'd just do it with my hands if I really had to.
Or just
Yeah, just
rip it off. Barbaric.
straight up,
I mean, if we don't have forks, we
dark
can be
ages,
barbaric.
like medieval times and stuff.
I'd take a spoon because, I just can't do Coke on a fork anymore.
Right.
It just doesn't work.
It doesn't work as
No.
well.
He has one of those little teeny
Baby
little
spoon.
baby spoon.
Baby spoon.
It's a diet spoon.
Soup with I don't like soup. Forks would work for me. I don't eat soup. I don't eat salads. It's like
And you don't do cocaine.
I don't eat cereal. I don't need a spoon for cereal or soup, and I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'd figure it out.
What
And I
about
don't do Coke either.
well, and
What else is there?
well, you can eat pudding with a spoon.
I don't like pudding.
Oh.
What you do is you put the fork with the pudding with the fork.
I could eat pudding with a fork though.
Yeah.
I don't like pudding that much, but
Yeah.
I could do it.
How does one not like pudding?
I'm weird.
Is it a
okay?
texture thing?
It's really thick and bleh. That's what it is.
Do you like Jello?
Not so much.
Jeez.
I like ice cream, but not very often. I mean, I can do that with a fork too, though. So it doesn't matter to me. It
Oh my
doesn't matter.
goodness. I mean, it's true because I've eaten cake and ice cream with the same utensil.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right. That's.
so.
I always buy forks. I'm like, fuck
Yeah.
the spoon.
Yeah.
You can eat
All
a
right,
cake and ice
but
cream with a fork.
we're gonna take a break. When we
Break
get back,
time.
we'll talk.
This
we'll,
was a great conversation.
have
about
crazy
forks and
news,
spoons.
friends reunion, and then
We're going over
we'll
today.
go into playing with balls. I know the interview ran a little over.
It's okay.
But it was well
It's all
worth
right.
It's fine.
it.
All right, so keep it locked right here on the Epic Radio Show.
Epic Radio.
You're listening to The Epic Radio Show. Live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and theepicradioshow.com. Listen to us anytime on the iHeartRadio app. Download today on the App Store or Google Play. And take this show on the road. The Epic Radio Show. Make life epic.
Make life epic.
Attention small business owners. Are you trying to reach thousands of engaging customers, but radio and television ads are out of your budget? Advertise with us here at Brain Baby Media. We offer low monthly payments with no contracts, no hassle, and you can cancel anytime. But why would you? With our ads on multiple platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, your brand will reach new heights, and guess what? It's a business expense. That means you can write it off at the end of the year. So contact Epic today at theepicradioshow.com and make your business epic.
Hey ladies, if you're looking for premium makeup at a price that can't be beat, hit up Glitz and Glitter by Goldie. Glitz and Glitter by Goldie has everything you need to enhance your beauty without breaking the bank. Go to uniqueproducts.com/GoldieAlphaHell today and take advantage of the savings. Right now, there's a new beauty box for only $99, so what are you waiting for? Get to Glitz and Glitter by Goldie today at Unique, that's YOUNIQUE products.com/GoldieAlphaHell.
Want to feel like you're part of the show? Get your official The Epic Radio Show merch right now. We have unisex tees, hoodies, mugs, winter hats, baby onesies, and much more. Check it out at www.etsy.com/shop/The Epic Radio Show. Official unisex tees are only $12 and get free shipping on orders over $35. Yup, that's right, you heard me. That's free shipping on orders over $35. The holidays are over, but you can still treat yourself to some great official merch for The Epic Radio Show. So hurry now to the site and get some epic gear for the new year and make 2020 epic.
What's going on, Chris? How was your weekend, bud?
Oh man, I had a busy weekend. Things are crazy. I didn't think I was gonna make it in tonight, man. It was a long night last night.
I like how Rachel, she spelled merch today. M-U-R-C-H. That was a great job.
That's
there.
the German version of merch.
And my mom said my emojis, I guess, aren't working. The proper English, you can tell where I got my language structure from. My emojis, she said my emojis isn't working for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, you said this weekend was what?
Oh, it's crazy. So just a late night last night after going out and
You
stuff.
guys actually went to the concert, didn't
Yeah,
you?
oh yeah.
To see
Slaughter.
yeah, Mark Slaughter.
Yeah.
How was that? Did you get to see him backstage, or like how did that work?
We did sound check early in the morning, sound check, and then hung out with the band for a while. And then pre-show, we were backstage in the VIP, like the green room dressing areas and all that. And then Michelle Ann and I were the only two on stage. It wasn't really a backstage; it's more of a side stage. You actually get to sit, just like off to the left or right of the stage.
This was at what, the Agora?
No, MGM, Northfield Park. Yeah,
I haven't
packed, sold out show, man.
Yeah, really.
It's a great time.
Good.
Great time.
I went there. Now, do they have multiple places where they have performances at that place, or is it just the one?
Well, they have the center stage, which is the big venue.
Okay.
There, and then they have another smaller room that I don't remember the name of, but both those rooms are ticketed venues that you pay to get into. But what I've always enjoyed is they have a lounge area where they serve food and a bar and everything, and they have a stage there, and they have a band, and they usually put a cover band, a good local or regional cover band in there. So when we were walking out last night, they had some great rock and roll coming, and that's absolutely free. You can just walk in. You don't have to buy.
You're talking about where they have the lunches and all that, the eating area.
Yeah. Well, they have like 4 or 5 restaurants in there, but there's like a bar, like a lounge, right? Straight back center. You really can't miss it with all the TVs and everything, and a big stage.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
That was great.
Love to get in there and do some stand-up sometime at that
Would
place.
you?
I would love to.
Do you have any contacts for it?
Actually, I'm working with Jack Casino right now, so I don't know if it's gonna,
Yeah, I know.
I think
it might be a conflict
of interest.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna keep working my Jack Casino connection.
I believe some of Kevin Cart's art is actually at the MGM Grand Casino, or not Grand Casino, but the MGM Northfield.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Some of his art and pictures and whatnot. Yeah.
That's a shame I missed it. He almost made it out last night, but
he did.
Yeah, but he had a prior commitment with Vicious Cycle, the Leonard Skinner tribute band.
Yeah.
And stuff.
He invited us out to check that out.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Yeah,
for sure.
Kevin and I are gonna get together. He's a good guy, and we have a lot in common. It seems like, and we should. Him and I are gonna grab a cup of coffee, and that's what the Epic Radio Show does, man. It connects people. It's crazy. If you're not tuning in and commenting, you're missing out, because friends and relationships and businesses are developing out of this format, and it's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
The impact.
Yeah, welcome back.
Hey, looks who he's here. So after last night, man, late, I I ended up hooking up with this girl, man. It was crazy.
Did you really?
Yeah, she had green hair.
Really?
Yeah, and teeth that matched.
Green like a leprechaun.
We were getting a little frisky in the car because I didn't have any place to go. And
Let me guess, it was dark and her teeth.
So were you shamrock hard?
So I got a chance to get my hands in her pants, and I thought I was tickling the little button and everything, but ended up it was just a wart.
Oh my God!
I'm about to throw up.
What kind of chicks are you?
She had green teeth.
She was a witch, man.
She was a witch.
Oh, that's weird. What the hell's going on?
Why would you laugh like that? That was
That's
so
a
loud.
witch. That's a witch.
I know that was
laugh.
so loud in my ear bone.
Ear bone. My boner of the year.
All right, you ready for crazy
Oh,
news?
this is weird. I'm watching the little bit that I was giving you the coffee, how I was weirdly in frame.
Oh yeah.
Weird. Sorry, I had to make more coffee because
Oh well, you didn't have to do that.
Because
I
coffee,
did.
that's what keeps the
Yeah.
epic radio show rolling.
coffee.
But are you
Sure.
ready for crazy news?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do it. Crazy news.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, and Allison said Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what she meant there. That's good.
Gross. All right.
Hey, I know I'm ugly, but I'm not that ugly.
Aw.
All right?
Stop talking about Jay like that.
Talking
Yeah.
about
Rude.
Chris's date.
It
Oh.
wasn't
Oh.
a date. I know,
It wasn't a date.
No,
Are you sure
it
wasn't
wasn't
a
a
date.
date. I didn't
Oh.
pay her or anything, I mean,
Gotcha.
What? Okay. Okay, mom earns 95 euros an hour after starting her own naked cleaning service. This lady is just
Giggity,
she has
giggity.
she has really no, that's weird.
Gotcha.
Okay, a mom of 3 now earns up to 95 euros an hour cleaning strangers' homes while completely naked after setting up her own unusual business.
giggity, giggity.
Claire O'Connor, 35, used to work in hospitality as a hotel cleaner, but saw a gap in the market and quit her job to set up her own naked cleaning company.
Solve a gap.
Solve a gap. Fantasy Clean. That's the name of her company.
You said Euro, so she must be like.
Yeah, she must be English. But
'Cause that's
that
been going on in the United States for quite a while now.
At least Jay uses that service.
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
Jay's like,
yeah, he
"Hey."
does. See, he's like, I started that, but instead of me paying these chicks, they were just like my girls. They were doing that.
Yeah, whatever.
I was just telling them.
I'm wondering if she does buffing.
Wax on, wax off.
She waxes on while you whack off.
Wax on, whack off.
Gross. Ew. Nasty.
I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, no, but that's equivalent to almost $100 an hour doing this.
Wow.
Very
That's
good.
crazy.
Jeez,
Yes.
man, I think I'm in the wrong business.
We need to get into that business.
Could be Magic Mike in it. With Mr. Clean.
Be like Jane Tatum, baby.
Jay's going to do Magic Mike's auto detailing. Nude car cleaning.
I'm just waiting. I'll
Yeah,
just
go
wait
ahead.
until you're all
You're
done.
All right, good.
She now cleans other people's homes in the buff or wearing just lingerie, but she has a very strict set of ground rules. She said there'll be no touching, no taking photos, no extras. I'll just go in, do my work, and leave. So none of that extra shit y'all are talking about over there.
Yeah,
No happy
right.
endings.
She will also conduct background checks on every client before taking a job and won't take any funny business. No wax on, wax off,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, right.
Does she do rugs?
Her
I don't know.
her client's probably like.
Get out of here, Chris. Claire sets her hourly rates at 95 euros for fully nude cleaning, 85 euros for topless, and for 75 euros, she'll wear either lingerie or, if clients are interested, dressed as a French maid.
Oh, wow.
In her business, she's the head cleaner.
Yeah, she's the head cleaner. That's
Head
that's
cleaner.
right.
It's
Chris.
like rub-a-dub-dub. Scrub my balls in my tub.
Scrub my balls and my tub or in my tub.
And my
And
tub.
my
Yeah.
tub.
And my tub. I had to make sure.
Make a sandwich
clarification.
before you leave.
Make me a sandwich.
I'm burning in hell for this
I
one.
know. But I want some fries. I don't want no goddamn chips.
snorted.
What?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I knew there'd be some jokes, so I'm just
Go
gonna
ahead.
hang out here until y'all are done. Then I'll read another sentence, and you guys will have more jokes. And we'll just
Michelle,
going.
yeah. Michelle said a clean kitchen is a happy ending.
Yes, it is,
Ew.
Michelle.
All right, go ahead.
Next sentence? Okay.
Yeah.
Being so new to the industry, Claire understands that the first visits may be awkward, but is already prepared for that to subside as I get to know a client. Her husband, Rob, 39, didn't really believe she was serious when she posed the idea, but insists he is fine about it now. Because he was thinking, oh, this bitch cray. And now he's like, oh, she really doing it, though. Okay. She's making money, though, so it's fine. It's fine. Claire advertises her business on Facebook and has received a number of comments. One person said, it will give the old boy something to get excited over, I suppose.
Yep.
Plus, she's turned an hourly rate around from what would typically be minimum wage to more than a doctor earns. Good luck to her.
Skank.
Skank? Dang.
Why?
Yeah, let's get into this, Jay.
Yeah, why do
Skank.
you think skank?
Why do you say skank?
Because she is.
I mean, if she's going to make good money, I mean, she's doing something. She's doing
Yeah.
something
I
you
mean,
don't have to do.
don't
There's
care.
strippers out there that don't even make that, and they're like grinding on people's,
Yeah, and
you
there's
know.
Genitalia.
Well, that's different.
Well,
though.
anyways.
She just
Where-
resembles the entrepreneurial spirit of Europe.
I mean,
these
I guess
days.
it's okay because she's ugly as hell anyway.
Oh my God.
Let me finish. I have 2 sentences, okay?
Alright.
Whereas another said, I think the law ought to step in and ban this idea. She already has aspirations to grow the business if it does well, aiming to employ both men and women in the future.
Well, Jay, there's hope for you now. Now, do you
See,
think
now-
she's a skank?
Now, let me just put it out here. Would you let me do this? Would you be okay with this?
For $100 holla?
I mean, I would.
For $100 an hour, would you be okay with
right.
this?
Hell no.
Here, this is a loaded question, dude. This is,
Well,
I'm not going to be
you
mad.
can
I'm
phone
no,
a
no, no.
friend for
Obviously-
this, all
Well,
right,
see,
I'm
Epic?
too...
my whole thing is like, for one, you'd have to be comfortable with it.
Well,
first.
yeah, if I was, though. Let's just
You know,
say in this
and
predicament.
2, like I trust you completely, so
Yes.
I wouldn't think that you're gonna like give a happy ending or do anything
do
more
anything
than just
weird.
clean naked. So I think I would be okay with it.
Yeah. See?
$100 an hour.
100 an hour.
I mean, you could
cleaning
literally work like
houses?
2 days a week and be fine.
Right. I could literally work an hour a day, like for like 3 or 4 days, and I'd be getting $300-$400.
Yeah.
Epic, isn't that kind of the same attitude a stripper's boyfriend has, though?
Exactly. I mean, it kind of is.
It
Though.
is.
Basically, like,
I
as
mean,
long as you're not
seriously.
fucking nobody,
Yeah, you know, it really is.
Like,
I mean,
why would I
if you
care?
have trust with somebody,
it doesn't
you
matter.
know, and I think with strippers it's a little bit different because I feel like there's more influence.
There's more of a...
There's a
You know,
champagne
there
room.
is.
That's the difference.
Not only that, and like, and then you got the girls that you're
but
around
there-
them.
Yeah, there's less influence than having your girl at some dude's house where he has money that he's paying her $100 an hour to where he's gonna flash some little
Guess-
more money and guess what? Shit's gonna happen. Don't give me that.
Not if you're
shit,
with the
man.
right bitch,
No,
Jay.
not if
okay.
you're right with.
Because
with
if
the right
Tommy's like,
person.
hey, if
Everyone
that's
has
what I wanted to do
everyone
and
has
I
a
did
price, man. Everyone has.
I
a
don't have no
price.
What's your
goddamn price.
price?
Okay.
I ain't got
My
no goddamn
price is-
price.
I don't. I mean,
$3.
Me and him are about to start arguing because I don't got a goddamn
Arby's?
price.
$4.50 an hour.
Arby's. For Arby's.
Beef and cheddar.
Well, first of all,
Making
Ashley,
more than
you're
a
not even the
UPS
type
driver.
of woman that would
I'm
do this
not,
anyways.
but if I was,
So-
I don't think Tommy would
so
give a shit.
You can't even.
I can put myself in
I
this
mean, I
place.
would care. It would worry me, but
You'd
at
be
the end of
worried
the
for
day,
probably my safety.
yeah,
and
I
with
would be
other
more
people's
worried
as
safety.
long as
about-
he gets new Xbox or PlayStation controllers and all that shit, he's fine.
It's not even about that. It's about like
If somehow this were
in
something.
her eyes, sometimes she feels like she doesn't contribute enough to the household. She feels like because she's a stay-at-home mom. Sometimes
Yep.
she feels bad that she's not contributing to the household.
So if somehow...
But one of the reasons why she's a stay-at-home mom is because of the schedules that a normal 9 to 5 would have.
Yep.
We'd have to worry about daycare. We have to worry
Picking up
about this and that.
school.
Now, this would be something that would pay very well. She could be,
Craft her own hours.
yeah, do her own hours,
Yep.
whatever. She would schedule it her way. And like I said, as long as she was comfortable and as long as the guy, we just have to put rules. Okay, if he
There's boundaries. There's
he crosses the
lines.
line, then you don't go to that house anymore.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Straight up stop and leave. That's
I mean,
it.
and if it ever came to a point where we both agreed, like, okay, this is affecting our relationship or whatever, then we'd have to
then it would be something
cross
we
that bridge when we
discussed.
did it. But
Yes.
it's to a certain degree, the reason why our relationship works is because I don't try to control her.
That's right.
I make a lot of times she'll make a decision and realize it was a bad decision on her own.
Yeah.
She doesn't need me telling her what a bad decision is.
Yep.
She's a grown ass person.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean?
That's right.
Ta-da!
That's right.
So
I gotta read
Yeah,
some.
faith in her.
Yes.
The problem I would have if my woman wanted to do
Yeah.
this is not the faith and trust that I would have in my woman, but in the other person.
I get that.
Yeah, that's where you would worry.
And that this, and not to be sexist, but a man is usually stronger than a woman.
I get that.
And
Typical
absolutely.
So
situations.
you'd almost want to have like a spotter or a handler.
Someone there
Yes.
to make sure things aren't going to go awry.
Right. You know what I mean? Because, this is just
Or,
almost an
I mean,
accident
even-
waiting to happen.
Even
you
like
know?
Right, you gotta have
like a
stuff in place.
supervisor, like another girl that
And we'll beat
you know,
the fuck out of this motherfucker.
Yeah,
who
you
puts
you
his
gotta have a
hands on me.
spotter. Somebody just to
You know,
sit in your corner.
Just saying.
not even just sit and watch, but even just
I'll bring a baseball
way
bat.
to communicate
I'll beat a
throughout the whole
motherfucker
thing.
up.
Yep.
Like
Just
you're gonna
saying.
text this person at every certain time. If you don't hear back, then you know something's wrong.
But now that's a control thing, though, contrary to what we're saying. You can,
Well,
because sometimes
It would be stuff we agreed to.
Sometimes that whole thing about control and care is
I know,
is a
it is.
weird
Very fine.
line.
That's why
you know what I mean?
it wouldn't be me.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be him.
Well, there you.
I would bring a fucking
would be
baseball
like
bat and
a-
I'd beat the shit out of him.
She'd have like an outside person that
Or
was
or a bat.
with the
Whatever.
company,
with a bat.
you
Or
know,
a bat.
and have a system
What
set
the
up.
fuck ever. I'd bring a fucking bat and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Don't fucking touch me. So, I'm going to read the comments here.
Good job, man.
Sarah said Ashley is like, are y'all done yet? Like, that's my face earlier, literally said it.
Yeah.
She also said, of course it's fine. Bring in the dollars. Allison said, sisters doing it for themselves. That's right. And Sarah also said, I let people pay me to put my clothes on. Like, that's also what I'm saying. Like, I would for sure do that. And Allison also said, making more than the UPS driver.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah. And she said, I don't have a price. Preach. Because I don't. I just don't. And everyone's saying that you're great
Oh.
for,
thanks.
being the way you are. So, yeah, that's right. I don't have a motherfucking price. I will beat a motherfucker with a bat. And that's it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't even do this to begin
I wouldn't do
with,
this in
man.
real life. Like, currently, I'm not the person who would do
But
this.
but
if
if,
I were.
if she decided
if
to
somehow
do that,
in the next 5
I would be
years,
okay
Okay,
with
so
it.
you're saying this in hindsight right now, but
In
if it was
hindsight.
really happened, bro, guaranteed you'd have a
I'm
problem.
not like
with it, bro.
you.
It doesn't
He
matter,
would have
and
a
I'm not like
problem.
you, but I'm just saying.
would
you're-
worry about
there'd be a
my
problem.
safety.
I don't. Yeah, I would
But-
worry about our safety and stuff, but
Okay.
at the
but
end of
that's
the
it.
day,
And we don't
like,
have to agree on it.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. We know where we
I'd
stand.
be okay with her doing it.
Like I even said, if I wanted to be a
if we
stripper,
talked about it,
we've talked all about this.
yeah, if we talked about it and we both agreed, then there would be no reason we both agreed. Why would I agree to something and we both agree to it,
Okay.
and then change my mind? Like that would be kind of shitty.
If I started
'Cause
telling him
if-
stories about like, oh,
yeah,
this guy
yeah.
got a little like, maybe you shouldn't go back there.
You know, exactly.
Maybe this, maybe
You know,
that. We would talk about
but
it.
that
though.
would be as a case by case basis,
Right.
and where you were at the thing. Like
Right.
if you're like, yeah, well, he's harmless. He says a couple things. He's an older guy. I'm not really worried about it.
Right.
I'd be like,
I mean, there's
okay,
people
but
at
just
jobs.
keep an eye on
there's
it.
people
You know,
at other jobs who have
Yeah.
been very forward and very direct with me.
I mean,
and I'm just
anything
what?
could happen with any. She get a job at a gas station. She could
Yeah,
get robbed. She
I've
could
had-
get shot.
I've had very, there's very dangerous.
There's always going to be
danger.
something, some sort of hazard. Look at my job. I could get
You
into
can
a car
literally- yeah, you can
accident.
just-
You know, my
something could happen with a tank or
Yep,
something, and
blow up or whatever.
I don't know.
Every job has its hazards.
Not to get into this other realm
Yeah.
of stuff, but
Yeah.
I mean, there's danger in every job, and I mean, I know the risks with his job, and it is what it is. It's, but it makes pretty decent money, and he's good with it, so I'll just have to hope he's okay.
Yeah, to each their own, though. You know.
Yep.
Anyways,
Feel however you feel.
next one.
Next one is new collar translate your dog's barks into curse words, which I think is pretty funny. It's pretty funny. For every treat your good boy deserved but didn't get, for every itch that you didn't scratch, your dog can now vent out all its frustration in cuss words. For $60, the cuss collar, which fastens around a dog's neck, will spit out a swear word every time your dog barks. So funny. It's currently sold out, but for those who are in desperate need to have their dog swearing like a sailor, can sign up for details on its next drop by texting the number listed on the website. Which,
Why didn't we think of this?
I know, we
Tank.
should have thought about this. We suck.
Shark Tank's gone too far. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks. The pre-recorded words include bullshit, fuck, and other words. They don't list them, though. The product's website states that the product isn't a shock vibration training collar, and it is not intended for anti-barking training use. It's more of a gag gift that the company behind the collar is known for. That's funny. That's just funny. I could just imagine, like, fuck, bullshit, fuck. Fuck being my favorite.
Yeah.
If there was any way to, like, make it say certain words, it would just be like fuck all day long. Like, fuck, 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 fuck.
Shut
I wonder
that
if
dog up.
fuck, 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 fuck. I wonder if there's like a language. Eventually, they'll do like a language input where it sounds like different accents are included in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That would be funny. I just think that'd be funny.
The only thing I can say about this is bark, 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 bark.
I wish I, was thinking about this. I would have done the dog barking on my sound effects.
I know.
I suck, so it's fine.
Bark, bark.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chris. Let's see. Sarah said, the cleaning lady could get chemicals in the P word that I don't like.
The jaja.
Exactly. I was actually thinking about that too, and I forgot that chemical. I'd be like, oh god, I need to wear something at least,
Yeah.
some kind of like to
On the
cover
apron
the
or
sensitive
something?
areas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
because I would not want chemicals in weird places. Like, my hands, okay, whatever, but. Wear some gloves
Some
on every
chemicals.
chemicals. I don't want like bleach or some other weird shit just like getting all up in there.
Yeah.
And exploding.
Yeah, I don't want any of that. And exploding, exactly, Chris. I don't want any of that. I wouldn't want that. And then she said I'm terrible, but I thought of the same thing. I'm like, it's not that bad, Sarah. I thought of the same thing. I don't want chemicals all up in there either. All right, next story. I just thought that one was funny and cute. And I would totally do that for my dog if I had
Ashley, that would so be your dog.
It would be my dog.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
Fuck.
One more time,
Just
Ashley.
keep going. Fuck. Just keep barking. It's okay.
Kick the dog so I feel better.
Like, you better stop with your bad language, dog.
Put you in your cage.
So Florida police investigate after several, it's in quotes, several tongues preserved in jars found in a crawl space.
Are these like human tongues?
I think so.
I would assume so,
Interesting.
yes.
Yes.
I didn't know Jeffrey Dahmer lived in
Like,
Florida.
right, why is he in Florida? Police in Florida are investigating after a contractor doing work on a home Monday discovered half a dozen jars containing human tongues inside a crawl space beneath the residence.
Now, did they find out if they're?
I don't know. I read this the other day. I can't remember everything, though. Police were dispatched to a home near 16th Avenue after receiving a 911 call that human remains dating back to the 1960s had been found in the crawl space of a home belonging to the ex-wife of Dr. Ronald A. Bowman. Once on the scene, investigators found half a dozen plastic, gallon-sized jars containing human tongues. He said the labels on the jars dated back to the late 1960s.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
He's been collecting those things for a minute.
Let's see. Bowman, a world-renowned pathologist and former University of Florida professor, said that he obtained the specimens as a part of his research and brought them home with the intention of using them for additional work. He stored them in a crawl space because it was a cool area. I don't know how I feel about that. He said the tongues used for research on thyroid and neck conditions were meant to be brought back to the university, but his ex-wife now owns the home and forgot the jars were beneath the house. That's weird.
Yeah, could
Beneath
you
the
imagine,
house?
like, at the summertime at the picnic and she goes to grab a jar of pickles and...
Jeez.
I understand,
No.
but you could have like a refrigerator in your garage or something.
I'll just
Where
shut up
did
and
the
eat
tongues
it.
come from?
They were dated back from the 1960s.
Yeah,
they were
but they
apparently
don't-
for research.
Ah.
Then now his ex-wife owns the home and she forgot they were there.
It's pretty gross.
And he was meant to take him back to the university. I don't know. I don't like this. Sounds sketchy.
That
as hell.
sounds sketchy as hell.
That's what I'm saying. This sounds real sketchy.
Maybe it's the cover story.
Yeah.
I don't know what the policies.
Why the
and
hell would it
laws-
ever be in their house to begin with?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, why would I test this
the
at
UPS
my house?
guy delivers the tongues
Right.
there
Like, here,
instead of the
here's your
university.
I don't know what the policies and laws would have been.
Well,
like
maybe
years ago,
the
whatever
guy
it
at the
was.
university
Like,
was out for an
2016.
hour a day,
That's
and
not
It's a
something
whole
exactly
new meaning.
that would be permitted. There was
Whole
very
new meaning,
strict
Ashley,
federal
to
state
no
laws,
tongues.
as well as the university policy for I'm trying to read. I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. I don't like this. I feel like this is just some fabricated story because he was a psycho or something, or he knew somebody that was.
Probably.
Police do not suspect any foul play. Of course they don't, and are conducting
They're
tests on the
retarded.
specimens. It was not immediately clear how many tongues were found, but said that one jar contained several. Thank you for that distinct number. Several. That's very helpful.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Several meaning.
Several meaning, I
10.
mean,
More than two.
like, yeah, I mean, it's literally not that.
Because
like,
that would be a couple. Would be
it's
two.
like-
So it's
right,
more than
it's
two.
like several.
you know,
More-
I always
yeah, more
thought
than two, but
like
not many.
several
That
was
doesn't-
7 or more because
Yeah.
it has 7.
Like,
as
you have
a
the
root
beginning,
word,
like, sev.
but it's just more than 2.
Right,
That's
more than
all it
2,
is.
but not many.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
give me a fucking number. God damn it. Pissed off now. Sarah says, oh, maybe they said fuck too many times. Forget the soap. Sheila said, yep, that would be Ashley's dog. Yeah, it would be my dog. My dog would be all over, I would be all over that shit. All right, I'm done. That's it. I think we spent enough time
Yeah.
on crazy news.
Crazy news.
That
Well,
was
thank you.
indeed crazy.
Crazy.
Went a
It
little
was
long.
crazy.
I think that we can go ahead without taking a break.
Yeah.
Do
because
we
we're
wanna
over.
just- You know what? We can just incorporate this Greg Robinson thing
With
in the plan with
balls.
balls.
All right.
We'll
That'll
do
work.
that, and we'll just go straight to balls.
Balls,
Because
balls.
we
You
are
know,
running
I
over.
like it when we go straight to the balls.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong
What
with
the-
that.
what
I
the
just want you
bugs
guys to
did
know that.
for
Just go to them balls. Don't be afraid.
That's right. Hold on one second.
Here we go. Sometimes you have to wait before they go to the balls.
Yeah, you'd have to
Be
wait.
patient, and they will get to the balls.
Don't worry.
We'll get there.
They're dangling.
They're dangling.
They're
All right, we're about
They're
to do
tightening
this.
up. Here we go.
Hello, people.
Why are you like British on this thing?
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Are we talking about that first?
You,
Okay, we can do that.
that's fine. No, I'll
Do you want me in? Are we doing a group thing?
no.
I didn't think so.
NHL.
We'll do NHL first.
Small
okay.
pucks to small balls
Oh,
to
I don't know
Jeez.
why I can't find that stupid thing though. It's pissing me off.
the
now.
Blue Jackets logo.
No, turn this one off. You know what I mean? Here we are.
There we go.
I didn't mean to do that.
I could have went with it. It's my fault.
It's fine. So Blue Jackets, you said
All right,
first.
so yeah, so the Blue Jackets guys actually played the Predators yesterday. They lost 4-3. And the next game is tomorrow, Monday, against the Senators at 7 p.m. So if you guys want to catch that, they are on an 8-game losing streak.
Well,
now.
they should win against the Senators because I heard that they're all old and slow,
Yeah, definitely. And they're like,
skating on thin ice.
yeah. And Bernie Sanders heads that team.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, Chris.
anyways,
Oh, Chris.
30. Their record's 30, 20, and 13 now, which
Yeah.
is not too. It's over 500, but it's
Yeah.
like 8-game losing streak, man. I guess you
How
can-
many games back are they? Do you know?
they're in they're in the middle of the pack of their conference. I mean, it's I don't know. Right now, it's not looking too good for them. But, anyways, we'll move on to, the Cleveland Indians.
Okay.
So, anyways, as you guys know, I told you guys spring training was supposed to start yesterday on the 22nd. The game was actually canceled. And but today they play at 3:05. So if you guys want to catch up with the Tribe, their spring training actually first game is going to be today at 3:05 against the Royals. There is bad news for them. Carlos Carrasco's out with a hip flexor. Don't know how long he's going to be out. It's day to day. And then Mike Clevenger is out with it, like we talked about this, I believe, last week, is torn his meniscus, so he's 6 to 8 weeks. So their pitching's taking a hit already, and it's not even the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
so.
that's crazy.
And they traded away like all their studs. So I don't know what's going on.
I know.
So yeah, leave it to. But you know what? My barber is actually a big sports guy too. He's a Tribe fan, and he actually thinks our pitching is going to do all right this year. And I think so too, because I do believe the Indians have like a really good pitching staff, like coach wise. So like all the coaches, I believe, are really good at bringing the best out of our pitchers. That's why we keep having all these Cy Young winners and stuff like that. So as long as we can keep the coaching staff on these guys, I think we'll be all right. But the lineup, I don't know what it's going to look like yet. But we'll see. Like I said, the first...
Well, plus, I mean, the good thing is it's a long season. Mm-hmm. And most of the time, these teams start off kind of cold anyways.
Yeah, well, the Indians always start slow.
And there's plenty of trades. Yeah. Trades to be made, deals to be made.
Sure. Yep.
So just because we're starting off the season looking like we are, doesn't mean that's how we'll end.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. So, like, the Indians are just, like, it's kind of like a toss-up. You're kind of like, well, we don't really know what they're going to do yet this year. So, we'll see. Anyways, moving on, we'll go to... We'll go to Ohio State news.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't know if you guys heard this, but there's a huge story going on right now with the Ohio State Buckeyes. 2 former players, Amir. This is we got some positive and negative for Ohio State Buckeyes fans. So, first of all, the basketball. Let me tell you about the basketball real quick. They just lost to Iowa, which is ranked 20th. The good news about the Buckeyes basketball team, they're back being ranked. After being ranked, I think, as high as number 2.
Yeah.
Now they're at 25th. But they're back in the rankings. Before, a couple weeks back, they weren't even ranked at all. So, I mean, that's good. They're back in the rankings. They lost to Iowa 85-76. Iowa's a better team. Next up, they have a home game against the 7th-ranked Maryland today at 4 p.m. So if you guys want to catch some Buckeyes basketball today against Maryland, and they're ranked 7th.
So what do you think that would do to their ranking if they beat them? Though? Would that do anything?
It would jump them up a good amount because you're 25th and you're beating a 7th-ranked team. So,
gotcha.
but basketball is not like football. How like one win can actually like dictate a lot. There's a lot of more games played. So, but. Okay. I mean, it would help them significantly, I do believe so.
Okay.
But anyways, with the football news, with the Ohio State Buckeyes, 2 former players, actually Amir Reep and I do not know how to pronounce this guy's name, Jason Went. They're actually,
I think that's right.
Yeah, they're indicted on 2 counts of rape, 1 kidnapping, and they face up to 33 years in prison. So
Jeez.
these are 2 guys, and then we got another story later in a few. That just goes me and Epic were talking about like these guys that get these chances, man. They just like blow them big time. Like if I had a chance to do anything like that these guys have, like
I'm unmuted.
I mean, yeah.
I'm about to start saying stuff.
Okay. But anyway, so they got 2 counts of rape, 1 kidnapping, and they face up to 33 years in prison.
Damn.
So they just threw away their whole future, man.
Yeah, fuck y'all.
So, but they're not convicted yet, so we'll see how the case goes. Sometimes you'll see a lot of these college cases where, I mean, maybe they could have been at a party and something. I'm not gonna. You don't throw the guilty verdict at them right away, man. You gotta hear the whole case out. Yeah. So, anyways, so on the positive note for Ohio State football, we have the class of 2021 is looking extremely good already. So like Kyle McCord is a quarterback. So we have Justin Fields and now we have Kyle McCord that could be his successor. He's now ranked as a 5-star recruit, and he's the 23rd best overall prospect in the nation. So this kid is like this could be the next Joe Burrow. For you guys that don't know Joe Burrow, he just won the Heisman, won the national championship with LSU. He's probably going to be drafted number 1 overall. He was actually at Ohio State. He's from Ohio. And this kid could be like his successor. This could be like the next golden goose at quarterback. But another positive thing with them is they got Trayvon Henderson He's a running back. He's a 5-star recruit, and he's the number one ranked. I believe he's the number one ranked best running back in the nation. They're coming up. He's actually coming to visit the Ohio State Buckeyes, and these are guys that could be in the 2021 class. So like the Buckeyes are going to look to be making runs at national titles for quite some time. So, which is some good news. So
Yes.
but anyways, we'll move on to some NFL news real quick. Browns news, NFL news. I just have a real quick with the NFL. You can put the Browns logo up, but so there's some new proposals coming out right now for the new upcoming season or the foreseeable future. The NFL proposed a 3-game preseason, 17-game regular season, and 14-team playoff. So now they're adding each conference. Each conference they're gonna add one team, which means the number 1 seeded team gets more bye time. They're the only ones that's gonna actually get the bye
week. Yeah.
bye week. Actually, could push it to 2, and which is deserving because it'll make it more competitive. Like who wants to get that number 1 seed?
Yeah.
Like how you got these teams that are like, oh, we made
Did
the playoffs.
they say why they're going to move it to 17 games? Is that because they're wanting to play more games overseas?
All right, so I'm going to tell you this. They are doing a lot more to push more games overseas, but here's the thing. So you got 16 games, and a lot of teams are on bye weeks. You got 16 games right now, and a lot of teams are regularly on a bye week for a week or whatever. So what they're doing is the NFL wants more, because when you watch preseason football, it's pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, you got guys, the 4th game, none of these starters even play.
Yep.
It's all 3rd and 4th stringers trying to make the final cut. And then, so what they're doing is they're trying to make more exciting football for the fans. Now, the players don't like it. You know why? Well, first of all, they're crybaby, overpaid douches. Like, to be honest with you, I mean, dude, you get paid so much money. What's adding an extra game that you're gonna have to play? Because now they have to play an extra game because that 4th game they don't have to play it. They're starters. They're like whatever, the stars don't have to play. What I just think is they're being crybabies about it, man. This has been like they've been trying to work that out. They were actually trying to do 18 games regular season before in like a 2-game preseason. And the Players Association votes it down, and they're trying to vote this down too, which is just shows how crybaby and like they're just, dude, you make millions of dollars to play football, bro, and you can't play one extra game. Like, come on, man.
I don't know, man. I mean, it'd definitely be better for the fans. I understand why the players, to a certain degree, it's like, oh well, with a game that you could get hurt in a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I understand the concern, but at the same time, it's like,
that's what they don't want.
This is why you became an NFL player.
Yeah. Like,
to play football.
So look, to the NFL players, how about this? You guys don't blow your money that you make and become broke after you're done playing, and just invest your money well, because obviously half of these NFL players make millions of dollars, and after they're done, they have nothing to show for it. They're broke. Like, dude, you made so much money and you can't even you have no money put away. I don't understand it. That's crazy. Instead of like buying all this stuff and invest your money, man. Some NFL players are smart; they do invest their monny,
Yeah.
But some of them just go through it and blow it, man. So it's.
Are you gonna talk real quick about this Greg Robinson thing?
Yeah. So anyways, with the Cleveland Browns news, real quick, I have 2 quick things before we get to that. Jarvis and Odell had off-season surgery. Jarvis had a hip surgery, and then Odell had the core muscle surgery, and they both are expected to be week 1 starting. So like Jarvis won't be in the preseason, but
he probably wouldn't have been anyways.
Yeah, and last year they sat them both anyways. But that you could tell it threw off like timing, and like with receivers and quarterbacks, they need that preparation time. Mm-hmm. You can't just go in and expect to have chemistry. Every receiver runs routes different. Their speed is fast. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean it's But anyways,
You all right?
yeah, sorry, I was swallowing. Anyway,
Okay.
so Browns,
Better than
anyways,
spitting, right?
in the off season,
Swallow
the
the
Browns need, I would say, go after. There's a bunch of offensive linemen if they don't get re-signed by their respective teams. They got to go after some of these O linemen and need to focus on re-signing Kareem Hunt. I believe that's what they got to do, the Browns. So in the off season, but they definitely need O line help. We were talking about this guy. He just won a Super Bowl, which I'm proud of him. Mitchell Schwartz was a part of the Browns, and they actually offered him a contract. Like, his rookie contract was up, and this dude came off of a Pro Bowl year, and the Browns offer him a contract. And this guy's just like, well, I want to go see what else is on the market. So, respectively, as a team, you should be like, all right, and be like, let him go see what else he can get out there, and maybe try to match it. Well, no, the Browns, Mitchell Schwartz comes back and says, all right, well, I still want to be part of the organization and I'll take your offer. And they said, nah, no thank you. And they took the offer off the table.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this dude's been to the Pro Bowl almost every year now, and he's just won a Super Bowl. And that's, ever since he left, that right side of the line has been garbage. So, but anyways, Greg Robinson, talking about O-line, Greg Robinson actually, I don't know if you guys heard this, was arrested at the Mexican and American border, carrying 157 pounds of marijuana.
Woo!
Yes, and he's looking to do, oh man, what was it, 20 or 30 years in prison?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
And that's so stupid.
Dude, you make millions of dollars a year. This just goes to show how stupid these dudes are, man. Like, literally, you got to be the dumbest.
And the best part was he paid somebody that he went with.
Yeah, to be like, it's mine.
Yeah, and then as soon as they got arrested, he flipped.
Yeah, he's like, you pay this dude. You think this dude, they're not going to be like, yo, you're looking at 30 years in prison, 20 years, 2 years in prison. You think he's not going to be like, yo, man, it's his.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
It doesn't
dude.
matter how much.
How
What's that
much?
money going to do if you're locked up for 30 years?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, he's just, this
Dumbass.
dude's a moron. I mean, ever since he was
Fucking
drafted by the
moron.
Rams.
Moron.
Yeah.
Fucking moron.
He was drafted in the by the Rams in the first round, and he's been labeled a bust ever since. But I mean,
Yeah.
you still make good money, man.
I mean, just being a third string kicker, you can make like
$1 million,
triple digits or
six figures.
Six
Yeah,
figures.
exactly. I don't understand.
100 some thousand a year. That's more
Yeah.
than most people ever dream
Everyone,
of making.
yeah, just to sit on the bench, man.
There's CEOs that make that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand
Yeah.
what's going on, but
To sit on the bench and never even kick.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, just to not. I don't understand it. I would love to be. I wish I could kick a football,
Yeah.
but I can't.
But you only play with balls, not
I
kick
only
'em.
play with balls, not kick them. So moving on to the main event. In this corner, standing at blah 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 blah.
He doesn't know these details right now. Make it up in your head. At 5'1".
It is the main event. Dante Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Round 1. Let's get ready to rumble. I don't know if you guys caught this fight last night, but
You should have.
it was good, man. It was a good one. To be honest with you, me and Epic were gonna go out and watch it. The fight was like $80 just to like rent it. I got to watch like all the pre-stuff, like the pre-fights and stuff, like there was no one even in the crowd.
Now
stuff.
he's gonna say that like I'm racist by saying this, but I feel like Wilder does look like Larry a little bit.
It's not really racist. Sometimes people just look like each
I don't know.
other.
Yeah,
I
he,
mean,
he
it's,
might look like him. I
sometimes
really
it is.
haven't like took a look at
You
him.
didn't
You know
say.
what? Maybe I could pull up a picture of Larry.
Where's
Pull up a
Larry?
side-by-side.
Get a picture of
Yeah.
Larry.
Where in the world is Larry?
Yeah.
Larry, where are you,
I
Larry?
don't know.
Yeah, but
Doing
anyways,
stuff?
While you're doing that.
while he's doing
Yeah.
that, anyway, so the fight was awesome. Now listen, I like Deontay Wilder a lot and Tyson Fury. So to me, this whole fight was just about two great fighters being in the ring, facing each other, and it's the heavyweight division that has been dead for a long time. So like now the heavyweight division has a lot of talented fighters now, and you got everyone that watches boxing. You know, you got Mayweather, blah blah blah. You got all these little welterweight, featherweight, whatever. But nothing is better than watching two heavyweight boxers go at it. That is the best boxing you'll ever see. And these guys put on a show. The first fight, everyone even knows it was a split decision with these guys. And Wilder kept his title. Everyone knows that Tyson Fury won that fight. I mean, the scorecard. I mean, I think actually I could say it should have been a draw because Tyson Fury on points would have won, but Deontay Wilder on that first fight really, yeah, he does. Holy cow. Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, I'm not.
Deontay
I'm gonna wait till it
Wilder.
pops up on
Yeah.
Deontay Wilder actually did knock him down, I believe, twice that last fight. So, I mean, but dude, Fury got up. But anyways, back to last night's fight, man. Like, what a fight, man. So, in round 3, Tyson Fury, man, came out with a new game plan. And straight up, he knocked down Deontay Wilder twice in the third round, but they only counted one because the one was like a slip. Like you could tell that the fight was getting close to being over in the early rounds because Tyson Fury was nailing Deontay Wilder, just eating him up. And
Nom, nom, nom.
what they did was like, yeah, the game, yeah, no,
Sorry.
oh my gosh.
Sorry, I'm just trying to be.
I want me
useful.
a big heap it
But
up with
anyways,
that Deontay Wilder.
yeah. So anyways, so
Supersized by Dante.
yeah. But anyways, so like round 7, it was a TKO. Deontay Wilder's team actually threw in the towel. Which like they were mad. Even the coach came out, the head coach, and was like, "We shouldn't have done that." Da, da, da. But dude, I'm gonna tell you what. Watching that fight, Deontay Wilder had no chance, man. Like Tyson Fury was just lighting him up, man.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder, aka Larry, because I'm gonna put that picture
Yeah,
up real
put it
quick.
up because I want to see
Yeah.
it too.
Like it is pretty close, man.
Yeah.
he does look
Larry,
like
do you have a side project you're not telling
But
us
anyways,
about?
I don't know if any of our fans caught the fight or any highlights or anything like that. But if you guys got any comments on any sports that I talked, we can read them real quick and because that's what I got. But anyways, Tyson Fury won TKO in round 7, and like I said, I liked both of these fighters. So like to me, I didn't even really care who won.
I can see it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're going to ask Larry if like, do you have a side thing you're not telling us
Yeah,
about?
right.
Larry?
You a boxer, man?
You box, Larry.
You boxing, Larry?
You boxing, Larry.
What you doing, man?
Larry, you
doing on
better
your
tell
time?
us if you boxing,
That's
Larry.
what he's meaning. He doesn't mean he runs a
Right,
game
he
doesn't run a game
boxes.
store with Xbox.
He just boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just put it together.
Yeah.
Dang, Larry. You had
It's
us
not
fooled.
esports, it's his sport.
Duh.
Boxing.
God,
Yeah.
we're so dim.
Jeez.
You
But
was telling
yeah,
us the whole time.
anyways,
Keeping them secret.
do we got any
Yeah.
comments or
No.
no? All right. Well, anyways, that's it for playing with balls.
All right. And that's pretty much it for the show,
That's it
guys.
for the show.
Yeah,
That's
we
all?
ran a little over. Yeah, we're like a half hour over.
We're just like a half hour
yeah.
over.
It's
Just
fine.
meant
That's-
30 more minutes of good stuff.
Hey, that's what
all.
happened. All the
30 minutes
listeners,
of good
all the
stuff.
listeners are like, "Oh, it's playing with balls time. Time to turn it off."
Well, no, it's only about half the people that's been in. But they're used to the show being done by 12:30.
So they're like, we got
So-
lives to live. Like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with
We
you?
can't be here for like
Can't be
4
here for
hours
4
now.
hours.
Like, we gotta. You guys suck.
All right, but thank you guys for joining us.
You know what we didn't talk about today, though?
What?
We didn't talk about people should be buying T-shirts.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't
You
say
know,
that.
the
Yeah.
T-shirts are only $12. You dropped the price of those things.
Well
I did,
done.
yes.
Yeah, $12 holler for
Holler.
the.
Thank you, Sarah.
$12 holla.
And Sarah is an owner of one said shirts.
I think
feel
she's
like
a hoodie
hoodie.
girl.
Yeah,
she's
well,
a hoodie
she's
girl, a
a-
heavy hoodie.
Allison.
Thank you, Allison.
Sarah.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next week. We'll have
You too.
magician
Oh, a magician!
Eric
yay.
Thompson on the
That's
show.
exciting.
He'll just
Yeah.
magically appear,
That's he'll just be there and then
Yep.
he'll just not be there.
and then Puffy's gone.
That's the first time we had a
that's
magician
why
on the
it's
show. That's why it's a little
exciting.
different. Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna work. You know, I mean, how's that? You know, Is he going to do magic and stuff?
No, he's not
Magic
going to do
through the phone.
That would be
We're going to talk
sweet.
to him about his magic.
Be sweet if
Magic
you did
through
magic.
the phone.
But it's
through the
interesting
phone.
that I've never really talked to an actual magician about like the prep work and stuff to do that kind of stuff. So that'd be interesting to
Kind of a peek behind the curtain.
a peek
Yeah.
behind the curtain of what they do and
Looking into the top hat.
Yeah. So that's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week, and as always, make life epic.
Dear Mr. President, there are too many states nowadays. Please eliminate greed. I am not a crackpot.
Oh, wow, that was terrible. Hasta la vista, baby.
No! That's my only real motivation is not to be hassled. That fear of losing my job with Joe Bob. I'll only make someone work just hard enough not to get fired. And I'm sorry for the time. Bye!
You all the weak things. Please leave this office.
Do we get any sort of souvenir?
Get out of my office! Oh my God, you're so good. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, who's your daddy?